Hello everyone, welcome to Everlasting Summer. We are on the final of the normal girls' routes. We are on Alisa's route now, and I am ready. I am ready to finish and see what the last two routes are about. So let's get through this one as best as we can. I don't know much about Alisa. I don't think she's my type of girl, one can say, but I do like the fact that she can play guitar well. She's good at music, and that's her only redeeming quality right now. I'm sure there'll be more. I'll warm up to her, but for now, let's just go. Let me clear my throat. I didn't object, and in a moment, I was sitting beside her. Oh, that was weird. May miss the dance, leave now, then what would I do? Uh-oh, are things lagging? I hope not. The role of a stranger was more suitable for a passive observer, and not for the eager seeker of answers, who I wanted to be so badly. So I'll show you how to play this song now. Hey, Spectre! Welcome to the stream, how are you? Welcome to I will be reading lots today. So enjoy your time. I like that, the text is weird. Just like that? Right away? What do you mean right away? I haven't held a guitar for a long time. Alright, we're back to normal now. You're good? That's good. Good to see ya. You're a little late to these streams. This is a visual novel. A visual novel. I've been reading it for a couple days now, maybe 10 or 11, so if you don't know much of the story, I'll explain along the way. I'm Semyon, that's Alisa. That's all you need to know right now. My skills were enough to make a cat laugh. It's not difficult. I threw an intense look at Alisa. It indistinctly seems to me now that she just can't express her feelings. She could lose her strange self-control for a moment, and I get to see a casual and even funny and friendly and funnier girl. And then what? And then when her self-confidence and impudence turned back on, it was bitchness as usual. Oh yeah. And which is the real one? Hey, what? Stop daydreaming. Oh yeah, sorry. So, are you watching? I am. What song is this? The one I played this morning, of course. Hey, Dusty! Welcome to the stream. How are you? Oh my gosh! Thank you for the host. And Ty. Ty's here too. Everyone's gathering in. Gather in, everyone. Gather in. Good to see everyone. Let's enjoy Alisa's route together. Oh, okay. I'm listening. Alisa made up her mind and started to play. You're good? I am doing great, thanks. How was your, Fortnite stream, Dusty? Fortnite stream? How dare you play that game? I thought better of you. Nah, I'm joking. I'm joking. That's it. Did you get everything? I may have understood it, but I probably won't be able to replicate it. How shall I put it? It's okay. Practice makes perfect. She is undoubtedly right on this point. But I've had problems with practice all my life. Well, it was good? Good to know. Fortnite is an okay game, the community is just very bad. I don't like the game itself, sadly. I'm just not good at it. You're about to get on Splatoon 2? Nice. Win a bunch of matches for me. Hey look, I'm holding the guitar now. I took the guitar from Alisa and tried to play the first chord. It was hard, as if my fingers were tied in a knot. I didn't want to be in the right place. I used to be better before, but now I wouldn't even be able to play Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Oh, that's my favorite song! Everyone in chat, we gotta sing that song right now. I'm not going to, but you guys can. Well, wait a moment. Looks like you won't be a rock hero. She laughed kindly. It may be better this way. I hissed, vainly trying to remember the order of strings to press. Well, the guitar started to make devilish sounds, resembling the groans of a wounded dinosaur. Alright, now everyone make the sound of a wounded dinosaur. I don't know what that noise would be. My left hand fingers constantly missed the right frets, and my right hand didn't strike in rhythm. Let's call that progressive rock. Progressive? Well, give it back. She took the guitar away, and it sounded completely different in her hands. I felt embarrassed by my clumsiness for a moment. Alisa's skill may not be on the level of professional guitarists, but nevertheless she played simple things like this with confidence. Dusty is going full ham on the Twinkle Twinkle Little Star song. Dang. You should be a singer. A typing singer. That doesn't make sense, but do it! When this blazing sun is gone? What? Oh, she must have had a lot of practice. Do you get it this time? You have no idea what the lyrics are in English? Aww. She finished and offered the guitar to me. Well, I did better the second time, but it was still a long way from Alisa's level, or from any decently adequate level. I was aware of how totally worthless I was compared to her. It seems so simple. Just play a song with 3 chords. The tune is too simple, though. I put the guitar aside. Alisa was lost in thought for a moment. Even a preschool kid could play it better. Thanks, I tried. So I noticed she might be trying to demonstrate her evident superiority at playing the guitar. It's not like everyone can be a musician. Not really. Alisa looked up at the sky. Though you can't be one, that's for sure. Why is that? You should have heard yourself. I started to regret coming here. Well, don't mind me. Why does Alisa need to do this? It's obvious that I'm a horrible guitarist. Obviously. But if I had some practice. So, will you practice? I don't know. Maybe I will. The guitar was the least of my problems, though. I'm stuck in a strange world I can't escape from. That's more important than a stupid argument with Alisa. I suddenly felt an annoying self-pity, apathy, and an urge to leave this place, to forget this evening. Those feelings left a nasty impression and a burning desire to do, or say, something stupid. As if it would change anything. What? Me learning to play the guitar. You surely couldn't. You'd strum the guitar for a couple of days and give up. Alisa's words pierced my heart. You know what? Oh, well, should she know? Is it any concern of hers? Am I reacting this way just because it's true, and that it's Alisa who spoke the truth? You can't know how to do everything. Probably not, but you should be able to do at least something. So are you saying that I can't do anything? How should I know? You know, I what? Should I tell her about my computer skills? Or about the books I've read and movies I've watched? Well, this is a pointless conversation. That goes without saying. You're only concerned with having fun, and you do nothing but whine. Forget it. I jumped down from the stage and walked away from a concert area. Go then, I heard Alisa yelling to me. I'm already going, I hissed. Like that. The path led me to the square. If I hate Fortnite Battle Royale, play Save the World Fortnite. It's a lot better. You got it for $20. That's $20 more than I can spend on it. Now it's back to $40. Good God. Definitely give it a go if I want. It's more story-based. Well, I do like story-based games. There was Slavia in the center of it, sweeping the area. Oh, Semyon, hi. I thought that everyone was asleep. You have saved the world as well, and it's pretty good. Well, what do you know? You never know. Maybe. Maybe, guys. Cleaning up after the ball. Why didn't you come? And where have you been? I hadn't the slightest intention of telling Slavia how I embarrassed myself on stage with the guitar in front of Alisa while the whole camp was having fun at the square. I took a walk. Okay, but you should have come. It was fun. Glad you enjoyed yourself. I've been sweating like a pig today because of worries or just the hot night. Hey, do you know where I can have a bath? Certainly. Go straight, then a bit to the left by the path, then to the right, then there will be a bathhouse. Should I accompany you? No, no need. I'll find it myself. Hey, Kurosoro. What's up? Welcome to the stream. How you doing? I totally didn't want to burden her more. I walked along the path forest in the direction Slavia showed. My whole body was itching. How didn't I notice it before? And more importantly, what else hadn't I noticed? Collect heroes, schematics to build guns and upgrade them. Sounds interesting. It's kind of like Splatoon. It's like zombies are invading the Earth. Oh boy. It's a scary game then. Any game with zombies in it is a scary game, even if it's not a scary game. Actually. Alright, back to this story. I shivered at the thought. Probably at the idea that I didn't feel any terror, or even just fear. Just like it's all the natural flow of things. I could see a bathhouse behind the trees. And why do the pioneers have baths here? Olga had said something about repairs to the showers, though. No reason to worry about it now. There were soap and clean towels, so I quickly washed myself, went outside and breathed in a chest full of fresh night air. Ah, it's so wonderful that physical cleanliness brings spiritual cleanliness, too. All of my problems, if not went away, then at least became less important. It's like the water washed away not only dirt from body, but also the anxiety from my mind. I suddenly started yawning, so I headed to the leader's cabin, rubbing my eyes. It's not super scary at all. Remember, they're cartoons. I know. Then again, the Walking Dead cartoons are cartoons, or the game is, but still. Alisa is best girl. Hey, Antonov, Sasha. Yes, she is. Today, she is. Boy, it smells like Yamakaro in here. What are you talking about, Piyamakaru? Are you okay? God, you're weird. Wait, hang on. I'm just gonna fall for it. What's a Piyamakaru, huh? Oh, I get it. Oh, you're so funny. I didn't take even a few steps before Alisa jumped out of the bushes. What are you doing here? I was just washing myself. She came to her senses and spoke again. And what? How should I know? Then why do you speak if you don't know? All my peace of mind has vanished in a moment. Only the irritation and the weariness remain. Hey, let's be friends. Welcome, welcome. How are you? Sheesh, I have a full audience today. Okay, well, if you don't mind. Wait, now what? If back there on stage you thought that, well, I didn't want to offend you or anything. It's okay, I'm not offended. I just can't play the guitar. Nothing special. A lot of people can't. What is going on? These are the followers that I've gotten through this game. Americans don't play this game, or they don't watch this game. Russians do, so welcome my Russian viewers. It's good that we're all connected. One big world, but we're all connected. I felt that there were obvious signs of irritation in my voice, but I couldn't do anything about it. I wanted to say everything to her face right here, right now. Exactly, you can't. Alisa obviously restrained herself from laughing. Oh, I've already had enough of you. She totally drove me out of my wits at that moment. In another second, I would have started to yell at her. Or worse. Wait, would you just leave me alone? Alisa followed me, but didn't try to stop me. We're being invaded, hold the line. No, they're friends, Piyamakaru. I mean, if you want to hold the line, go for it. You're American and you're watching it, yeah. But you found my channel through a different game. They found this channel through this game. See what I mean? But yes, you are right. I really didn't want to offend. Some invisible power made me turn around. Okay, can I go now? Yes, of course. In the moonlight, Alisa looked very beautiful with a brief, guilty expression on her face. If she could only keep her mouth shut. What are you smirking at? Although, nothing. I just thought that if only you were a little bit more polite. Then what? I shouldn't say such things. People could get ideas depending on their intellectual abilities. Then nothing. You should finish what you started. There's nothing to finish. I'm very tired and I'm going to sleep. Stop right there. Don't make me run away from you. As if you could. She may be right. I am already exhausted from this day, and naturally I had no intention of running after a bath. You're gonna go stream? Ooh, good luck, Dusty. Dusty's a YouTube streamer, by the way. If you want to follow him, you can put your YouTube name in the chat if you want to. Because he's a good at the streams. So what? What? If only I would be more polite, then what? Try it and you will see. Why should I do anything for a fool like you? Then don't try. What does it have to do with me? I sighed and dragged myself to the square. And what about you then? What? I replied without turning to her. Yep, there it is. There it is. So definitely check out his YouTube channel. He's the good. He is the good. Well, if I would, then you? I don't know what you were talking about, but let's think that I would if it is easier for you. Moron! Alisa yelled at me and then headed to the bathhouse. The square shined with the cleanness of a German road, which were washed with shampoo, or so people said. That's Slavia for you. And I just argued with Alisa and nothing else. He's saying he's a mod on something Twitch chat. That's pretty cool. What for? As if it was really necessary. And her behavior. In any other situation, I would have surely said that Alisa likes me and just hides it from behind her rudeness. That's not important right now, though. Relationships, love, anything. Maybe she isn't even a human. And what if she was a human and all this was happening in the real world? I drove those thoughts away and headed to the leader's cabin. Tiredness had overwhelmed me. It was like an invisible obstacle stopped me in front of the door. Olga certainly would like to know where I was and why I missed the dance. I'll get a full interrogation for sure. Continuing the absence of Alisa at the dance too, it wouldn't be hard to guess that we skipped it together. On the other hand, should I even tell her that instead of going to the dance, Alisa practiced playing the guitar, and I just went along with the flow? Nothing special, actually. Are you a spy, Pia Mikaru? Yeah, Pia Mikaru, he's the smart. He's the smart. Doesn't really matter why I left. So, at the same time I thought that it could be better to keep silent. Well, I decided on the spot. I sighed and pulled the door handle. Olga was already waiting for me, wearing a dress. So, Semyon, where have you been? Alright, I forgot to do this, guys. I need a little cheat sheet, so I'm just gonna get that up really quickly. Don't mind me. Like I said, I'm doing this right, guys. Make up an excuse. I was just walking around. Alone? Yes. Okay, that's not important. Why didn't you come to the ball? 'Cause balls are stupid. No, that's not why. Hang on. Let me get it just right. No, yes. Yes! Let me get back to my chat room now. I don't think I need to do anything else for a little bit, so I can read my lovely chat room at the moment. Why did you come to the ball? Well, frankly speaking, I don't like dancing. So what? That was a camp public event, which means that every pioneer had to attend. She looked at me intently. You could just sit somewhere quietly. I'm sorry. I sighed. Okay. The leader softened. Go to bed quickly. The storm had passed. I tossed and turned, but I couldn't sleep. My head was full of thoughts about music, guitars, and Alisa. I wonder, could I become a professional musician? And do I even want to be one? What should I want to do? It certainly would be pretty fun, but nothing else. Or is Alisa the reason? She really is like an energy vampire, sucking all your juices. You heard him. My eyes started to close and I fell asleep a moment after. Okay, day 4. Whoa! Let me look at something really quick. Alright, I think I know what to do. I can save it at a certain point. Once I get to the nurse's office here, I can save it, and that'll be my last save. But after that, I think I'm good. I think I can beat this. Alright, fast forward time. I looked at Alisa attentively and suddenly remembered yesterday evening, her strange behavior, our quarrel, but now she looked like unusual. Maybe there's no need to say anything to her, though I wasn't going to. At the end of the day, everything that happened that night stopped seeming unusual, as if it were all just a dream. No way! Excuse me. Did I go here yet? Don't even know. Boathouse, bus stop. I went here last time, so we'll go here, I guess. Oh, yeah, we were here already. Never mind. Boathouse. I wanted to take revenge. Did I mess up? For what? Really, what did I do to this girl to warrant revenge? You beat me in cards. What a fantastic reason. No doubt. I see. Alright, pause. Stop. Well, yeah, keep going, actually. Just asking. Stolen candies? Shoot. I never know what to do here. Do not ask. Oh, here we go. This is it, the final save. Give her the carbon. And then, do not eat the apple, because apples are poisonous, as we know. Did you guys know that? All apples are poisonous? And now, go with Alisa! And there it goes with you. It was as if Olga had read my mind. Why is there rock music in the visual novel? Because that's what Alisa is. She's a rock and roll type of girl, with a guitar and a playful tune. Why is that? Well, who tries to blow up the monument? And if that wasn't enough, who also tries to slander Semyon? She said it in such a voice that Alisa did not dare to argue. Happy now, she blurted once we were left alone. What do I have to do with this? Was it me who tried to blow up the monument? Alisa grunted and turned away. Apple seeds have cyanide in them, so yeah, it's true. Is that true, actually? Are you bluffing me? Are you messing with me? Oh, please don't. Great then. Excellent. We stood silently for a while, not looking at each other. I dared break the silence first. Is that all? All what? All that you wanted to tell me? Yes, that's all. Do you want to find that? Alright. I was bored. She was bored. So this part we know, guys. We're going to the thing. We're going to the place. You know the place? Do you know what the place is, Pia Mikaru? You know what I'm talking about? She snarled, quite rise, don't know, electronic, old building, abandoned. We're getting deep into the woods. Darkness, final strokes, we walk slowly. Alisa, she's self-assured. So she's brave. She's actually brave right now. Alright, maybe not. Maybe she's not brave after all. Now where? Well, straight ahead, I guess? Are you sure? Yep, straight ahead. Suggested by electronic. Without a map, without GPS or GLONASS navigation. We don't even know. We haven't really made it to the old camp yet. How should I know? Are we lost? Why would you say that? So what? She looked visibly sadder. Oh dear. Alright, she's a little scared. And then she's leaving. Okay, I'm gonna skip all this, guys. We know what's coming up. It's a very small amount of cyanide, so it doesn't really do anything. Just don't grind together a bunch of apple seeds and eat them like pixie dust. Jeez. That's pretty scary, actually. So apple seeds can kill you. That's crazy. So we did this for the other, like, for all the other girls. It's taking a lot longer this time, though. It's taking a lot longer actually getting to the... Oh, wow, we're here already? Oh, put it away! Any limbs broken? I don't know. I've moved my hands and feet. Everything seemed to be fine, given the height. So we fell, I guess. We were in some kind of long corridor. Yeah, I know where we are now. Where are we? So, before we used to go to the old building and then down a trapdoor. This time I guess we fell down into a pit, and now we're just here. It's pretty cool. Oh, here we go. Here's the last image. This time Alisa's here. Circumstances, I might have been surprised. Bruises, Shurik's missing. That's why we're here, by the way, guys. One of the camp members, Shurik, is missing. So, you know, we gotta find him. Look out! There's a massive metal door, biohazard. We're in a bomb shelter, guys. Guys, we're in a bomb shelter. Isn't that awesome? Important, fine. Grabs the door's wheel. Alisa helped. We're in this room. Alisa's very scared. Yep, she's scared. She literally just said she's scared. Those thoughts, she didn't say a thing. In that case, we have to keep searching for an exit. There's another door. There is another door. Now, listen to how, like, loud this is. Like, how loud it breaks. Hang on. Watch. Ready? Wait, watch. Stop! Talking! Do it! Oh! Are they not going through it? Kurosoro's laughing at me. Wait, are we going back? This is very different. But I'm still not. I'm still skipping this, because we've seen this before. We've seen it, it's scary. Wait, we didn't even open the door or something? I don't know. Hell if I know. Must be a mine. Let's go down. Ready? Let's go down. Want to go down? Let's go down. Here we go. There's the mine shaft. Wish we can just skip this part, like, fastly, but no, we can't. We should go faster, quicken my steps. Hey, it's the double. Alright, let's do a new thing. Last time we did, let's do 2 lefts and then 2 rights. What do you guys say? 2, oh. Yeah. Right. Another right, a third right. And then we go left. Oh, we took a wrong turn. Oh, we can take wrong turns now. And then we just keep going right. Just keep going right forever. Another fork in the road. Another fork in the road. Hey, we're here now. We came to this place. It's another mining thing. Shurik! Where are you? Why did you have to come down here, you big dope? So just go right. And there we go, we did it. So is Shurik going to attack us or not attack us? What do you guys think? Hold the handle. Where's Shurik? There he is. Who is that? He stammered. Shurik, we've been looking for you all night. Get up. I'm not going anywhere. No, I won't go with you anywhere. You don't exist. You aren't here anyway. It's a hallucination. It's unscientific. It's all that. What are you doing? I asked quietly. She hesitated for a moment. Having come to the Lost Pioneer, Alisa finally fetched him a scalping slap across the face. Monka S. What does Monka S mean again? This time she's angry. She's super angry at Shurik. Oh! And probably all that together, I rushed to Alisa. Okay, so he is attacking me after all. but I made it. Everything was like a dream. The distant shout of a girl, a hollow thud. Except for heavy breathing, took me a while to come to my senses. What are you doing, you jerk? It felt okay. The bow landed on the flashlight. So now we're in darkness. It's a concerned look, like how when you're in a public place and an awkward fight breaks out. Oh. So yeah, Monka S is definitely appropriate here. Are you okay? It's okay. It's okay. Please, I'm scared too. Please end this. Please. Hold on just a sec. Said Alisa quietly. The statue. Alright. Swept my eyes over the room. For better or for worse, you were holding something that resembled a flaming torch. I don't know how long it will last, but we gotta move quickly. Let's go back. Oh, are we going back this way? We must be going back the long way. We're going the long way, guys. Which way is that? Blah, 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 blah. Don't you know? Sat on the ground. Quietly put the torch. Are we gonna die here? Yes, yes we are. I'm gonna die here. I lost track of time. Rumbling sound. Here's the emergency. Get up! I heard Alisa with the feet. I don't know. To be honest, what if the mad Shurik is there? Is Shurik still lost? Did he, like, escape or something? Here's this room. The second door is open. Spoke up triumphantly. Maybe it was Shurik. Who cares how he opened it? Another corridor. What's up there? Who cares? Alright, now we're in this old school building. What would you guys say? Would you like to go to this school camp? Like, look at the main entrance. This looks nice, right? Slightly like crooked paintings, but you know, it's fine. I think it would be a nice place. Look at it. Look how nice it looks. Two chimneys. Little thing here. I think that's a merry-go-round. Yeah. There's the entrance. There's steps. You would leave? Oh, why? Why, Pia Mikaru, what's wrong with this place? I don't see anything wrong with it. I mean, it looks a little shabby, but you know, that's all I have to say, you know. We found the path. Just skip this. This is all stuff we know already. It's just, we find Shurik, we get some events with her, but not really. She's fine, or he's fine. You think they left the oven on? You think you left the oven on at some place halfway across the planet? Oh. Guess you would just run away, just as fast as you can. Like, that's how fast you would go. Go to a different country. Uh-huh. She's angry at him. I don't blame him. I don't blame her, rather. Stars. Chars and stars. Well, what did Shurik say? He said that he doesn't remember anything. So he doesn't remember. And then we have some lovey-dovey event with her. See, what matters, guys, is getting to the good ending. The day 6 and 7 endings. Or the day 6 and 7 days. Those days I will read in full. But this, I don't care about. I'll go when I want to. Well, moron. However, it wasn't that easy. Olga, come on. Come on, Olga. Come on, Olga. Guess what? I just barely stumbled. Still Alisa. Alisa! I don't know what I've been thinking of her. She's so cute. She's just all cute all of a sudden. Day 5. Here we go. We can skip forward a little bit now. Excuse me. We ran. Alright, this is gonna be loud and creepy. You guys ready? That. Let me look at the guide really quick. We're on day 5, right? Stay on guard. That's all I need to do today. Is to stay on guard. Can you guys remind me? Stay on guard? Oh, what happened? I was having a dream involving loud noises. Brr, 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 brr. Oh, hello. Alright, we can take a boat ride with them. Go with Slavia this time. We have a nice day with Slavia. I tried my best. Stay on guard. You got it. I will. I promise I will. We'll go to the clubhouse. There's a cat robot. There's Lena. We go to the library. So try to snatch book out of Alisa's hand, right? That's what I do, Pia Mikaru. There is the stay on guard option, but I don't know what that has, so definitely this one, right? I need a drink of water really quick. A lot of reading, guys. The reading has only just begun, too. Good stuff. Snatch the book. I think the guard thing comes later. Alright. Oops. Curiosity killed the cat. Anyway, it's Alisa, and that means it could quickly turn into a total mess. Plus, they still have ingredients to collect. Oh well. We'll know if we messed up soon, alright? Miku! Uliana? Girls? Teacher? Xenia? Alright, this is it. If I mess up here, or if I did this wrong, this choice will let us know right now. Only Lena and Alisa stood out among all this splendor. Well, of course it was quite natural for Alisa to be arguing with someone like that. It's Hatsune Miku in this game. Miku is in this game. Not Hatsune Miku, but Miku is. But hearing Lena talk in a raised voice, I came closer silently, trying to understand what was going on. No, you listen to me. Think whatever you want. I've said everything. It looks serious. I tried as hard as I could to not attract any attention, and look like I'm just standing there with no intention of listening in on them. There's nothing to think about. Everything is as clear as day. Don't try to wind me around your little finger like that. I know you too well. Why, of course you know everything. Then why won't you tell him yourself? Lena was getting angry. That alone was really weird, even considering that I didn't know... even considering that I didn't know what they were arguing about. That's good stuff. That's none of your business. Alisa snorted, turning around, and her eyes met mine. Second later, Lena gave me a look as well. The girl stood there in confusion for some time. You're eavesdropping? Me? Oh, no. I was just, passing by. I put on the best smile I had, but it didn't seem to help much. By the way, today he was peeping at me. Alisa gave a malicious smile. Lena looked at me questioningly. First of all, why would she believe this devious fox's stories? I didn't peep. You know quite well that it was an accident. Uliana should be the one to blame. Sure it was. Tell that to the cops. It seems like my excuse was not working. Did you like my boobs? A shiver ran up my spine. Is that true? Lena looked at me imploringly. Well, you see, it was an accident. I didn't see anything there. You didn't? Well, I can show you again, Alisa cried in anger. I didn't know what to say. You see, I told you. No, Lena started to mumble and rushed away a moment later. Goodbye, Lena. Wait, what happened? I shouted after her. You see what you did? That girl is upset now. She gave me a spiteful smile. First of all, it wasn't me who upset her. Second, I don't have any idea what you two were arguing about. I was running out of patience. Why should I tell you? It seems like she thought that our talk was over and was about to leave. I grabbed her hand abruptly. Alisa glanced at me in fear, but didn't say anything. Heh, boobs. No, Pia Mikaru. There's a hentai patch for that, and I'm not gonna download it. You can if you want to. I was angry at that moment, really angry. First, I was wildly enraged that Lena was upset because of me, even though I was actually kind of guilty. Second, I was enraged by Alisa's insolence. Third, I was so tired that I was about to lose my temper at the smallest thing. Happy now? I hissed, pointing into the darkness where Lena had run off. You only seem to have the guts to bomb memorials and hurt innocent girls. She looked frightened, saddened, and confused at the same time. Why is PM Ikaro the only one in chat? Well, he's the only one talking at the moment. Plus, he's my mod. If you're asking why, it's because I'm not a popular streamer yet. But someday I will be. She herself could hurt anyone. You just don't know her. The only truth here is that I don't know her too well, but I'm absolutely positive that she wouldn't hurt anyone. That's your job. We stood in silence for some time. I held Alisa's hand and didn't know what to do next. The solution dawned upon me all by itself. You have to go and apologize. Why the hell should I? Alisa tried to act as arrogant as always, but it wasn't going to work this time. Because I said so. I refused to hear any objections and dragged her to the side of the bonfire. Olga, I'm sorry. We have some urgent business to deal with, so we have to leave early. The guidance officer tried to object, but I didn't listen and headed after Lena, pulling Alisa along with me. After some time, I released her hand. Any objections? All the pride and arrogance had left Alisa's face long ago. If you want me to come with you, I will, but I have nothing to apologize for. I told her the truth. See her there? She's moving back and forth. Very scarily. We'll see about that then. I cut her short. We had been walking in silence until we entered the camp. We came to the square and I asked Alisa, where do we go next? How should I know? And who said that they know Lena well? Was it me? Alisa hesitated. Well, she could be at that island. She often goes there when she wants to be alone. Excellent. We headed to the pier. Night came down on the camp while I searched for paddles and pottered around with the ropes. One boat was actually missing. Okay, today is your lucky day. You get to do several killer exercises that will build up your biceps, triceps, and other arm muscles, I said sarcastically. Are you serious? Alisa cast a fearful glance at me. Well, perhaps that was a little too rough, even for her. Alright, I won't make you row, of course. Think hard, that hardly sounded confident. Swinging the paddles appeared to be much harder this time. Well, that's not surprising, considering that today I must have already had filled my annual rowing quota. I stopped in the middle of the river to catch my breath. Aww, isn't this nice, guys? We're now in the boat with her. The camp was covered by night, a trivial and ordinary night. It was one of those nights when the dark sky, stars, and crescent moon don't make you feel anything special, and chirping crickets and twittering birds sounds like they are doing a dull routine job, rather than performing an otherwise exciting nocturne. I was staring into the darkness, trying to make out the shadowy island. How did you get to know her? You stayed up so late yesterday reading this game? Aw, you shouldn't have done that. You gotta sleep, you know. Alisa shivered a little. We grew up together, she answered shortly after some hesitation, and ended up at the same pioneer camp? What a fabulous coincidence. All these questions, mysteries, and fears that have been so well written so far suddenly spawned in my head. Damn, I could just throw her out of the boat and drown her right here, right now. I can demand answers, although it could be dangerous unless I'm sure that I know what I'm doing. But still, I thought that this time I was playing with the white pieces, so that I could make the first move and not just parry the blows of the opponent. So, what kind of camp is this? Alisa stared at me blankly. Where are we? Why am I here? She kept silent. Answer me, I shouted. Hey, what's wrong with you? If you want me to apologize to Lena, I will. That's when I realized how stupid I was acting, to say the least. She could simply be uninvolved in all that stuff. And what's more, one can't lie that convincingly. Alisa's fearful expression was yet another reason to believe her. Sorry. That was all I was able to say at the moment. Yet I wanted to keep my advantage. The last few meters were really tough. Exhausted, I got out of the boat and lay on the cold ground. Alisa stood nearby, staring at me. I thought she was about to goad me or utter some barbed witticism, but since she remained silent, I assumed she was still shocked or something. Even though it was rather dark here, it would be easier to hide in my old flat there than on this tiny island. Furthermore, Lena must have already heard us as we were crossing the river, so by now it's already too late to ask Alisa any more questions, even though I still had some. Listen, I looked at her but saw nothing. It was a dark night and I didn't have cat's eyes. Well, when we find Lena, you're gonna tell her that you never wanted to hurt her feelings, and everything that happened in the morning was nothing but a misunderstanding, okay? My voice didn't sound as confident as it did a couple of minutes ago, but confident enough. Although Alisa said nothing, it was clear by the look on her face that she agreed. I stood up and went off to find Lena. Her boat was tied to a snag on the far side of the island. That's very clever of her. One wouldn't see the boat from afar, I mumbled. Well, that means she's somewhere in the trees. Let's find her. I headed into the groove, but Alisa stood still. What's up? I thought we discussed everything already. It's not that. It's just that it's dark in there. I had to strain my eyes to make out her face. The groove is smaller than my grandmother's daisy garden. What's there to be afraid of? Alisa didn't answer. If you want to know what I'm thinking, I would gladly just leave you here. I never know what trick you're up to. Well, she came very close to me. Let's go like this. She took my hand. Aww, isn't this sweet, guys? Give me 2 seconds, guys. Are you still here, Pia Mikaru, by the way? I don't know if I told you this before, but you should have seen the Miku route. It was very scary to say the least. I'm just doing something really quick, guys. Don't worry about it. I'm just doing some checks really quick. You are still here? Yeah, it's too bad that you weren't present for, you know, this stuff. Okay, I think we're good. I hadn't expected this outcome. My cheeks turned red and hot. My breath was taken away, and I could barely say anything. The whole situation didn't favor conversation, which was probably for the best, since I doubt I would be able to say anything smart. Slowly we headed into the groove. In a couple of moments I regained some control of myself. Come on, there is really nothing to be afraid of. We came here during the day, gathering some strawberries. No big deal, just a normal birch groove. It's really nice here during the day, I added after a short pause. Alisa didn't look at me. She was staring somewhere into the distance. Well, it's up to you after all. A few moments later, she pointed somewhere in front of us. There she is. I peered into darkness, but I could barely see anything. When we came closer, we saw Lena sitting beside a tree. She was crying. Why have you come here? She asked tearfully. And you... She looked at Alisa but didn't finish the sentence. That moment, Alisa released my hand. Well, you see, I just wanted to apologize for being somewhat harsh and rude. Alisa interrupted me. Her voice had regained that usual arrogance of hers. Maybe it's because she didn't want to look weak in front of Lena. What a perfect apology. Not walking the walk, are you? How clever of you to insist that I'm doing a bad thing and that you do that same thing yourself. Lena switched to shouting uncontrollably. You got it all wrong. I get what I've seen. There, you see, girls, you're arguing again and I seem to be somehow involved in all that, but I don't understand a thing. Explain it to him, Lena said to Alisa with a grin. There's nothing to explain. Well, maybe you will let me have a try then? Whatever. She crossed her arms over her chest and turned away. Well then, Semyon, she blamed me for pursuing you. For a moment there was complete silence. Lena didn't look like explaining any further, and as for me, I stood still trying to assemble the scattered pieces of the puzzle into a whole. What do you mean? Exactly what I said. It's not like that. That's not what I meant, interrupted Alisa. Of course. You've always been like this. Lena burst into tears again. Wait, how come? So, Lena likes me? And you, what about you? You're trying to convince me that it's all wrong and you're holding his hand. What, so Alisa likes me too? Oh, come on, Alisa actually liking someone? This can't be happening. It was dark in there, and it's so much like you. Always so arrogant, always trying to control others, but when it comes to yourself... Alisa didn't answer. I really felt that I had to say something to diffuse the situation. Hey, wait, perhaps we just got it all wrong. This has nothing to do with you. Alisa's voice was oddly distant. Judging by the conversation, this had everything to do with me. Yes, it does. Ask her what she thinks of you and why she told me not to go after you. I don't think Lena was actually going after me. I'm telling you once again, we heard enough of your story already. Lena shut up and ran away into the darkness. I stood, nailed to the spot, not sure what to do next. If I followed Lena now, what would I say when I found her? After all, I don't even understand what this is all about. My cluelessness and silly attempts to console her would only upset her more. Guess we'd better let her be alone for some time. That didn't sound very confident. Whatever. Without another word, Alisa headed back to the boat. To the boat, to the boat. The whole way across the river to the pier was a hell of a trip. I had to stop every 10 or 20 meters to take a break. Alisa was staring at the river and didn't pay any attention to me. Well, there seems to be the first situation here in the camp that is completely beyond my comprehension, even though ultimately it is just a trivial everyday situation. I wasn't this confused even during the all-night expedition to the old camp. After all, if you have a closer look, there isn't anything strange here at all. Lena is a very shy, and perhaps even introverted person, yet she's human and can't completely avoid normal human developments. Considering that, her reaction fits the situation quite well. Even if I don't get the source of the quarrel, it's clear as day that the girls would not behave like that if they didn't have a good reason. And as things were standing, I was that reason. And that's the strangest part of the whole situation. Hey, I'm sorry if it went that way. If only I hadn't overheard your conversation. Seems like I was feeling a pathological need to excuse myself. It's not your fault at all, she said absent-mindedly. It's just that you appeared in the right place at the right time and restarted a mechanism that had stood still for a long time. I don't quite get it. Of course you don't. And actually, you shouldn't right now. You'll get it later. She cast an intense glance at me. Damn it. Why does this always happen to me? Both at school and college, trouble seems to have chosen me as its primary target. Someone blocked the classroom's door with a mop. I got a written reprimand in my mark book. There was a fight. All things considered, I must have started it. Failed an exam? Well, of course that's my fault, and the teacher who hates me has nothing to do with it. Even my parents always seem to prefer blaming me rather than unfavorable circumstances, a third party's involvement, or the decrees of providence. Give me 2 seconds. Okay, let's go. At some point, I even started to believe that I somehow do attract trouble. Remember Murphy's Law? In my case, it was like, if something nasty is gonna happen, it's gonna happen to me. For that reason, I always tried to stay out of any trouble where I could become the whipping boy. Well, judging by today, I'm not really good at it. It seems like you've got an aura of some sort. You do attract attention. Surprised, I looked at Alisa. She was smiling. Looks like she can read my mind. Trouble, mostly. Who knows, who knows, she said dreamily and stared at the river. It's a wonderful night, isn't it? Just like any other one, if you ask me. I felt used up. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Just an ordinary night. Nothing special. The best moment to make our most admirable camp leader really happy. She had to know that her favorite pioneer is a nasty pervert who enjoys peeking at naked girls. Something snapped inside of me again. You aren't serious, are you? Why, of course I'm serious. She didn't look like she was joking at all. Well, suit yourself, but do you really think this is the best time to do that? Aren't you supposed to row? I realized that our boat was still drifting in the river. Wait, don't dodge my question. Let's go back to the camp. I'll have a moment to think it over. Getting to spend an entire night in a boat wasn't something I would aspire to, so I had to apply myself to the paddles. We barely made it to the pier. I was exhausted, both because of the rowing and because of Alisa's intent to tell Olga about this morning's incident. If I know our camp leader, her reaction will be quite predictable. So, you are actually going to visit Olga now, are you? Why not? She gave me her most roguish smile. It's night after all. She must be sleeping already. Who knows, she might well be awake. Come on, you know full well it was a coincidence. A simple misunderstanding triggered by Olyana. No, I don't. She flung her arms up and headed to the camp. I gathered all my remaining strength, jumped up, and followed her. At first I considered grabbing her arm, but then realized it might not be such a good idea after everything that has happened today. Hold on. I trudged unenergetically along next to her. Let's talk this over. Is there anything to discuss? We silently walked alongside each other for some time. At least she walked slowly so that I had no trouble keeping pace with her, and was thankful for it. Hey, is there anything I can do to convince you not to tell Olga? Not sure, but, well, there is one thing. We came to the square. So what is it? Well, stop chasing Lena, for instance. For God's sake, what makes you think I'm chasing Lena? I started to lose my temper. Why are you making up such nonsense? You started that quarrel in the forest because of you. Because of you, we had to go to that island, and here we go again. Enough is enough. I am not chasing her. Alisa stood still, bright moonshine lighting up her face, which showed evident signs of resentment and displeasure. Like I don't see how you look at her. How do I know her? Like that. Like what? You know. She shifted her gaze, but remained standing still. Hey, stop seeing everyone through your twisted imagination. If you can't stop making up nonsense stories, then at least keep them to yourself. Don't make others suffer because of you and your stories. I don't care if you pick on me, but now you've got Lena involved. I really lost my temper for good, but Alisa didn't answer. We sank into an unexpected silence that was only broken by Alisa's sparse sobs. From bad to worse, now you are crying. Have you all gone mad here? Sharingan? I don't know what that is, Kurosaru. I don't know what that is. I clasped my hands in despair. I couldn't understand why Lena was crying, but seeing Alisa crying is unthinkable to say the least. I can't even see her reasoning. At any other time, I would definitely be shocked, but at this moment, I'm just too tired for that. My mind was absolutely blank. To be precise, it was so heavy and full, so that not even a single idea would have the chance to dwell here. If I would compare my brain and at its prime to a broad highway, I saw this already. Alisa kept silent. At least she stopped crying. If you really think it's so serious, then go ahead and tell everything to Olga. I hope it makes you feel better. Wait. I thought I heard something. Okay, we're good. Never mind. She said quietly and turned to me, so she's not gonna do it. The tears were all gone, but her face seemed to express absolute sorrow at the world. Her eyes are red. I'm just feeling hurt. What hurt you? Ty is playing Ark Survival Evolved now. Good luck, Ty. I asked her tiredly. It's always like that. She gets all the attention and always pushes me aside. I had difficulty understanding what she was talking about, and decided to play along. Hopefully she'd finally leave me alone. That's not true. You do draw attention and people don't overlook you. I don't. I raised my eyes and looked at her. Her facial expression was a mixture of amazement and expectation. See? So could you... Oh, now she has a romantic look to her. All of a sudden her voice became so tender that I flinched in astonishment. Alisa's face turned red and she hid her eyes. So, you really think that I'm as good as her? I wanted to say something like, even better, but stopped myself. Yes, I do. It seemed she didn't understand that I said it all absolutely insincerely. Alright, time to sleep, Alisa suddenly yelled cheerfully. Now she was acting more like herself again. See you tomorrow! She waved her hand and ran away. I sighed in relief. Well, it was over for today. All my remaining energy was wasted on a sprint to Olga's cabin. There was no light, so trying not to awake the camp leader, I undressed quietly and lay down. It's still interesting. What did Alisa mean? And Lena? It's becoming totally unclear what is going on with them and with me. As if we get sucked into some sort of vortex, which started... Oh, that feels so good. Moving in my uncomfortably crappy chair. But what's going to happen next? Also, thank you, Stay Hydrated Bot, for everything. Just everything. And where will I be thrown then? Good night. Day 6. Day 6. With Alisa. Woo! Morning. Let's try not to miss the bus this time. We know we have a day ahead of us, but still. I woke up early when Olga was still asleep. I stretched and sat up in the bed. I felt surprisingly okay, although I should have slept through the day after what happened the night before. Quietly, so as not to wake the camp leader, I took the bag with my washed up stuff and went outside. I forgot to look at the clock, but it seemed like 6 or 7 in the morning. The camp was asleep. The grass was shaking off the night dew. A light fog hung above the ground, and the sun was just beginning to break through the treetops. Not warm at all yet, like the fluorescent lamp in the house across from mine. I took a deep breath of the tasty cold air, and thought that even a night owl like me can enjoy waking up this early sometimes. The streets of the camp were empty, of course. The water here had always been cold, but today it seems like they got it from the Antarctic depths. Even my hands were numb from it. Went numb. Finishing with my hygiene, I decided to walk around the camp a bit. Olga is asleep, breakfast not for a while, so there's nothing to do. I came to the square and looked at Genda. That guy doesn't care if it's night or day or night. He's alert. I smiled at my successful joke and headed to the boat shed. As I walked, I hummed some song, absolutely sure I was the only one awake here. To my great surprise, I saw someone sitting at the pier, hanging her feet in the water. What a surprise! Alisa! I came closer and stopped, not sure what to say. Then she suddenly turned around and stared at me. Been standing here long? No. Why aren't you asleep? Why aren't you? She looked back and stared at the river again. Looks like I'm not the only one in a good mood today. At least she wasn't being sassy again. Can't sleep. I see. About yesterday. You get everything, right? What exactly? Oh, for God's sake! My answer didn't seem to go down well. Alright, I did. I lied. Alright, good. She suddenly looked straight in the eye and smiled. In that case, I have plans for you tonight. Eh? May I ask what they are? You don't need to know. Well, since I'm a part of them, you'll know when it's time. Can you give me a hint at least? Nope. She got up and walked toward me. A bit scared, I cleared the way. Let's be friends. Speak in a different language. I don't know what that says. Don't do anything stupid, Alisa said, moving away from the boat shed. I wonder what she meant. And what are those plans? I had no wish to become part of some terrorist act against a monument or anything. Besides, I was still haunted by yesterday's talk with Lena on the island. She is probably still angry, and I never managed to explain everything to her. Although I don't even know what I would say if I had the chance. I felt guilty about everything that had happened, but I couldn't figure out what exactly I was guilty of. The camp was starting to wake up. Breakfast was at least an hour away, but I had no desire to go back to the camp leader's cabin, so I decided to wait by the canteen. At least I'd be the first one there for once. I sat on the steps and watched the sun rising. Sometimes it's great to just watch a new day come. I was overwhelmed with complete peace and tranquility. There were no thoughts to tear up my brain as they usually do. I simply bathed in warm rays of the heaven's star. In any other place and circumstances, I could probably even say I was happy. Good morning. You're early today. I looked up and saw Lena staring in front of me. She was smiling. You too. All of last night's events flashed before my eyes. Listen, if this is about yesterday, then please don't. She interrupted me sharply. I don't know what came over me. It was all... just forget it. She stared at me. Lena seemed much more confident than usual. If only it was all that simple. There's nothing complicated about this. She sat down next to me. So close I felt a bit awkward, but made no attempt to move away from her. Sometimes I have disputes with Alisa. Yeah, I realized. I see. But in this case it happened because of me. Who knows? She answered, lost in thought. So that's why. You know, I'm embarrassed. Perhaps I really am to blame. Pia Mikaru, if you're here, if this dialogue that my chatmates are saying is related to me, can you let me know? Can you translate it for me? Up to you, of course, you don't have to. I was trying to explain... You see how they're speaking Russian in my chat right now? I don't understand Russian, so if you can do the Google Translate thing, that would be very nice. Again, up to you. I was trying to explain myself like a 5th grader to a teacher. Okay, don't. As I said, nothing serious happened. It's about the game? Okay. How do you know? Like you didn't even have to Google search. You just know Russian? That's pretty awesome. If you think so, you should just think about how to act from now on. Not again. I covered my face with my hands, clearly showing that I had absolutely no idea what's going on here, and that everything, to put it mildly, became very unpleasant for me. Could you express yourself any clearer? What for? She said evasively. Look, if I don't know what I did wrong, I can't do better. I can't decide on how to act as you say. I think you'll understand. Oops, I would like to believe that as well, but... The canteen door suddenly flew open and Olga came out. Sitting around hungry this early? She said playfully. Good morning, Lena said merrily. She got up and headed outside. Shall we? You went through a phase where you started learning a bunch of languages. We probably had this chat before, Pia Mikaru, but how many languages do you know exactly? Yeah, sure. We were not done talking, but pioneers appeared out of nowhere and flooded the place. By the time I got my breakfast, Lena was already sitting, surrounded by Miku, Xenia, and Slavia. Sadly, there were no more free chairs at their table. Feeling down and deliberately not saying hi to anybody, I headed to my favorite place in the far corner of the canteen. I chewed my oatmeal, it was really chewy today, and washed it down with some cold tea. Then I began to watch the others. All the pioneers seemed to be here. Some were chatting, some, like Electronic and Shurik, were immersed in chewing, and some were gawping around, like me. I was just about to leave when Ulyana jumped over to my table, with her tray heaped with food. Bon appetit! She blurted. Stealing again? I asked, openly staring at her tray. A growing body requires a lot of calories. Yeah, you should really grow up a bit, I whispered. What? I didn't think she heard me. Nothing. I headed out. Leaving so soon? She yelled at my back, disheartened. I gave no answer. I shouted I should have taken the washing stuff up back then. I don't want to carry it around all day. Somewhat translates Spanish, Latin, Russian, and French. That is pretty impressive, Pia Mikaru. I know English, only English as you know, and I barely know it. I know about 50% of English. Good for me, right? I'm so smart. Besides, what am I going to do today? Nothing at all came to mind. I was in such a mood that it seemed like someone was going to show up and invite me on a journey. I left the camp leader's cabin and paused for a moment. Then I heard a voice calling out to me. Semyon! It was Slavia. Busy? No. Can you help me? Of course. I didn't want to look for answers on a wonderful day like this. A couple dozen hours wouldn't change my situation at all. What is it? You should stop by the Cybernetics Club. I don't know why exactly, but they'll tell you everything. The unfortunate inventors again. All right. Thank you. She gave me a nice smile and ran off. So a journey to the enemy's lair lies ahead of me, to the lair of the evil Dr. Electronic and the diabolical Professor Shurik. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I pushed the door firmly and entered. Ayo! Semyon! Electronic said, a bit ominously, glancing up from some contraption he had been poking with a screwdriver. Slavia sent me. I know. And what? The second door opened and Shurik came in. Semyon, he greeted me in the same tone Electronic had. Well, I was last time I checked. I joked. So what do you need from me? We have an important task for you. I'm listening. The nurse came by yesterday. He stopped as if he wasn't going to continue. So? I asked carefully. So we have an important mission for you. I got that already. You are to deliver a package to her. Can't you do that but yourselves? The infirmary is right over there, I said skeptically. We can't, Electronic said, surprised. What a weird couple indeed. I see. Not another heavy bag, I hope. No, nothing like that. He smiled. All right, fine. I carefully agreed. Hold on. Your Latin professor knows Latin, Greek, two different types of Greek, Russian, Spanish, French, Italian, German, Old English, and Elvish, from the Lord of the Rings. Whew, that is one too many languages for me to learn. It would take 20 lifetimes for me to learn all of those. If I had to choose one to learn, though, Elvish would be number one. For sure. Shurik disappeared through the door, hold something in a wrapper. Just be careful. All right. I took the package. If the pioneers weren't passing me the key to the pearly gates, it should look like they were at least giving me the Olympic torch. Can I go? Of course, Electronic said threateningly. Just be careful, Shurik pleaded. Outside, I took a good look at the package. They never told me not to open it, although it would make sense to go further on. I quickly walked to the square and, making sure that nobody was following, slipped into the forest. I just stood there for a while, indecisive, looking at the package. I wonder, what's in it? Why is it so important for them? Why couldn't they take it themselves? I had a lot of questions. I opened the package and saw a bottle of Stolichnaya vodka. Well, so what? Pioneers bringing a bottle of vodka to the nurse. Or rather, I'm doing it for them. It happens every day. I ripped the bottle back up and scratched my head. This isn't weird anymore. It's just stupid. So stupid I couldn't think of one intelligent theory. I stood there for a while longer and thought I shouldn't let such a wonderful chance slip away. I quickly walked to the camp leader's cabin. Thank God Olga was not there. I snuck inside and began to rifle through the contents of the table drawer. Soon the vodka was in a soda bottle, while in its place was some water for the plants. Happy with my clever plan, I went out and skipped along the way to the infirmary. Seriously, what is so wrong about that? They almost got me into a trap. If the camp leader had seen me, if anyone else had, I could have managed myself, so it was absolutely nothing. I gathered all my strength and knocked on the infirmary door. Hello, Pioneer. Hello, I have a package for you. A bottle for your armpit. A package for your cabinet. I was so euphoric that I began to talk nonsense. Ah, she said. Hand it over. I handed her the package. The nurse stuffed it into the desk drawer without looking. You didn't open it, did you? Of course not, I blurted out. Good boy. All right, so LB, go, Pioneer. What if that was your nurse, guys? What if she was your nurse? Best nurse ever, or no? I closed the door behind me and let out a sigh. I could always pin this on the crazy inventors, and in my situation I could really use even the most basic form of stress relief. I came to the square. Kurosawa, I guess, would say yes. The clock showed noon. That meant dinner was coming. I sat on the bench. Let's be friends says yes, probably, I guess. Until the bell. Pioneers were running by. They were smiling and shouting merrily. Yes, the day was definitely a wonderful one. I glanced over at the square and saw Lena approaching. Relaxing? Something like that. She sat by me and looked at the sky. Nice day, huh? It is. It was a bit awkward. Lena seemed different. She was not embarrassed. Her face was red. Are you sure? Wait a minute. Stream broke. It's good. Oh, man. Don't scare me like that, Pia Mikaru. We're doing so well. It's been like so many days without a crashing, and I'm not counting yesterday's crash. So about that conversation, I told you everything already. Yeah, but just forget it. If you say so. We sat for a little longer in silence. I just can't, not like this. So what do you think about Alisa? She said, ignoring my inquiry. What do I think about Alisa? I repeated, lost in thought. I don't really know. Why? You're just so worried about yesterday. Well, of course, but what does that have to do with it? There's a direct connection there. She laughed. Ho 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 ho. Let's assume, so what? Well, and again I started thinking, really, what do I think of her? Well, she can be arrogant sometimes. That's right. What else can I say? Now that I think about it, I don't know Alisa at all. The way she acts does annoy me sometimes. If you were wondering if I had any negative feelings about her, then no. I mean, she gets carried away, but everyone has their quirks. Lena stared at me. Really? Did I say something wrong? No, not really. Lunch bell. Alright, see you. I didn't stop her, although I had a lot of questions left. But how do I ask them? And should I? I got up and slowly shuffled to the canteen. There were only a few spots left, so I had to sit with Electronic and Shurik. Did you deliver it? Yeah, I answered lazily, poking my fork at the buckwheat kasha. No incidents? No incidents. What was in there anyway? You didn't open it, did you? He stared. No. Great. I asked you a question. Finishing my meal, I went out. I was struck by a sudden yawn. Taking a nap wouldn't be a bad idea. I headed to the camp leader's cabin. It felt like the summer sun was going to melt the whole planet, together with all its inhabitants. There was nowhere to hide. The sunlight seemed to reflect from every surface. Looking up, you risk going blind. That happens like every time you look at the sun, though. Using my last bit of strength, I pulled the door handle, entered the room, and fell onto the bed. Bob Ross is gonna mess us up, huh? Bob Ross, don't mess us up. You're a good guy. You're like one of the best people that have ever existed. Of course I wouldn't expect the cabin to be really cool, but it was much better than outside. Blissfully, I stretched out on the bed and closed my eyes. Strangely, sleep deserted me. I was overwhelmed with thoughts, teeming in my head. Here is another theory, a solution to the problem of how I got here. Here is an explanation of what's going on here. And here... Ugh. Samantha is better? Who's Samantha? I don't know a Samantha. Is she a good? And here is the true form of all those inhabiting this place. I remembered Lena saying, "What do you think about Alisa?" Seriously, what do I think of her? What can I think of a person I've only known for a few days? Can I just draw conclusions based on a couple of words and deeds? Although her deeds, I laughed a bit. Any relevant organization would draw the right conclusion based on the monument bombing. Still, though, I don't care? Maybe I really don't think anything of her. Can one be interested in a person who's not interesting? No, that's some sort of absurdity. A knock on the door. Come in! I was too lazy to get up, so I just sat up a little bit. The door opened and I saw Alisa. What a coincidence. She stopped, unsure, and stared at me for a couple of seconds. I guess you were looking for the camp leader. Why would she, though? No. What's up, then? I was looking for you. She sounded calm and not aggressive at all. I caught myself thinking I was not afraid of her and had no concerns when she behaved. Oops. What for? I want to make everything clear. She sat on the bed across from me. What exactly? I want to clean up any misunderstandings or miscommunications. Alright, I'm up for that. Have you spoken with Lena today? Yes. About what? Nothing really. You're lying. Alisa looked stiff and worried. She crossed her lips and bit her lip. You do understand, I'm always assumed to be guilty whenever anything happens. Well, you always are guilty, I said thoughtlessly. A spark flashed in her eyes, but she kept talking calmly. Maybe, but in this case, me and Lena, we're always like that. Even if she starts something, she's all innocent and I take all the blame. So you're saying that Lena... Actually, I don't really know what you're saying. You never understand anything, do you? She fumed. This is strange. I wouldn't call myself slow. So, explain. You do know Lena likes you. She went red after those words. No, I answered truthfully. Well, now you do. Now I do. An uncomfortable silence overtook the room. I was processing what she said, and Alisa seemed unsure of how to continue the conversation. Lena likes me. Could I ever have guessed? Unlikely. My intuition is usually good, but when it's about me and my feelings, it does not work at all. The weirdest thing was I accepted the news with almost no worries. Right at that moment, I was listening to Alisa. I was focused only on her. I could think about the rest later. And she thinks I'm gonna steal you away from her. She thinks that all the time, understand? Even though it's always the other way around. Everyone looks at her cause she's such an angel, and nobody pays any attention to me. To them, I'm just a shoulder to cry on. Alisa started screaming. Look, please don't get so upset. I don't think of you like that. Of course. I had no idea what forced her to be so honest. What's up, let's be friends. Is this, a scene you like? And I didn't know how to react. Moreover, I was not worried at all. It was like I was watching another episode of some TV series, and what was going on in the room was on the other side of the screen. I understand. I was the reason for all of it. But today Lena said it was okay. And that's just like her. You've probably realized that she's not as quiet as she wants to seem. I'm starting to guess. If I can't do anything, tell me. Alisa raised her eyes. Only then did I see she's been crying. Some sort of worry stirred inside of me. I could not treat this conversation like I was an outsider anymore. Do you like Lena, or do you like me? I guess I should have expected a question like that, but I just wasn't ready. Just like that. Lena is nice, of course, but Alisa has her good points as well. Also, I did Lena's story last time. So, this time it's you, Alisa. It's all you. I like you. Besides, the way she was at the moment, she could seriously compete with Lena. I don't really know you two at all. A question like that, it's difficult to answer directly. If I could say no, I would have at that very moment. But I only had one chance for the other answer as well, and I didn't know what to choose. You didn't want the situation to resolve itself. Of course, but... Why but again? Why again? Why? Look, we're going nowhere with this. Well, answer then. Her face fell back into its usual bold arrogance. I need time to think. Well, go ahead and think. Alisa stood up abruptly and headed out. Don't forget, we have plans for tonight, she said on the threshold, smiling. The door closed behind her before I could say anything. Plans? What kind of plans? The talk with Alisa left a heavy impression on me. So, Lena likes me. On its own, the news could shock and startle, and I, above that, was also forced to make a choice, a difficult one, to put it mildly, and any choice I make would be a mistake for someone. If only I could refuse them both. Although I didn't like the word refuse itself. If I could just answer her question with a no, it would be easier. But I knew it couldn't work like that. After I talked to Alisa, plans you say? Winky face? What kind of plans? I realized nothing would ever be the same again. It can't be, no matter what happens. And I'll have to make a decision. Since I rejected the no scenario, I needed to pick a positive solution. If of course I could live with it. But I was sure that out of the possible outcomes, there's only one that won't just satisfy everyone, but would also be the one that I would want to strive for. And that choice seemed obvious. Lena. No, Alisa. She's pretty, she's cute, she's kind. But then again, there was something about Alisa that had attracted me. Suddenly, the door flew open and Olga came in. Lounging around, huh? Just resting. It's so hot out there. Go and help Slavia. She was asking around. Where? I asked lazily. On the sports field. Reluctantly, I got up and headed out. I should really air my brain out anyway. There were a lot of people on the sports grounds. Some were playing football, others were playing badminton. Younger kids were just chasing each other. Semyon! Slavia walked up to me. You require my assistance? I asked, all official-like. Yeah. Listen, did you take the infirmary key? No. Why me again, anyway? Well, you were there a lot recently. I guess she is right. No. Maybe you know who did? No, why? The nurse came up to me to ask for my key. You know that I have the key to every building in this camp. She said hers went missing. Could she have lost it? I shrugged. No, she says she couldn't have. I don't know, okay? Okay. She smiled and ran off. I headed to the camp leader's house, determined to get some sleep after all. Olga wasn't there, thank God, so I fell on the bed and lost consciousness. I don't exactly remember what I dreamt of, but it left a heavy impression, as afternoon naps always do, often do. I put some effort into getting off the bed and looked at the clock. It was just after 7. Not surprising if you think about it. I should have expected to sleep through the day. Although, as it turns out, I missed dinner as well. Aww. That thought made me uncomfortable as I headed to the exit. I stopped on the threshold and thought of what to do next. I don't know how long I would have stood there. My head was still heavy after sleep, if someone hadn't called out to me. Slavia was quickly walking toward the cabin. Semyon, she started, breathless. Are you sure you don't have the infirmary key? Of course not. Why would I need it? Well, do you know who took it? No, I don't. Why? Well, something has gone missing. What? Something important. Slavia hesitated. Some medication. So all the disturbance was started because of some medicine? Although, I pondered, I have the bottle in my cabin. Did she mean that? I tried to keep my face as still as stone without doing anything to give myself away. Okay, I don't know, I'm sorry. Okay, Slavia said in frustration. I looked at her and tried to figure out how bad the situation was for me, or whether I was in trouble at all. On the other hand, the vodka, I did steal it. Then again, she's saying it's gone as in disappeared, all by itself, with no external influence. Although it's highly unlikely that she would say that the bottle of trophy vodka was stolen from the infirmary. So the way it was said was okay. The problem was different. I suddenly got really scared. What if they find out that it was me? Even if it wasn't about the bottle, they'd still find it while looking for what was gone. Basically, I had to get a move on, and the main thing to do right now was to get rid of all the evidence. I jumped into the cabin, shoved the bottle under my belt, and raced to the forest, burying it somewhere in the best direction at the moment. I took my time looking for a spot, never noticing night falling on the camp. A familiar voice surprised me. Hey! I struggled to turn back, making my face looking as casual as possible. So, what's going on here? Oh, I'm just having a walk. My voice sounded calm, but I already understood. I couldn't fool Alisa. Alone? At night? In the woods? Well, yeah, what's wrong? Nothing at all. She stared at me. Okay, then Hold on. Aren't you forgetting something? Don't think so. We had an agreement. About tonight. I think she's right. There was something about like that. Yes, but you see... No, I don't. Let's go. She turned around and gestured me to follow. I thought there was no point in arguing. Any word or action could give me away. And then, sighing, I followed. It was a couple of minutes before we reached her cabin. While we were walking, I was busy trying to find the best time and place to ditch the vodka, but Alisa stayed so close that I couldn't manage anything. Well? She stared at me. Well, what? I was so nervous that my hair was wet with sweat. The only thing on my mind at that moment was how to adjust the bottle so she wouldn't notice. What do you say? About what? Alisa pondered. Okay, I guess you're right. I brought you here so I'm the one to decide. Okay, I agreed, unsure. Hold on a minute. She reached under the bed and in a few seconds pulled out the bottle of Stolichnaya vodka. I was shocked. Surprised, huh? Of course. Not by the vodka itself, though, but by the fact that it was the exact bottle I carried to the infirmary in the morning. The murky contents gave it away. So, Alisa looked at me teasingly. What? Want to take a shot? I didn't even know what to say. to that. What she had was just rotten water. The real vodka was in the bottle under my belt. Well, I kind of... Don't tell me you don't drink, Alisa pouted. I don't know. No, I just... Alright then, just a second. In just an instant, Alisa got 2 glasses and filled them to the brim. Let's do this, she said, giving me one of the glasses, and downed hers before I could answer. Ugh, she gasped. In a moment she realized, what on earth is that? She started spitting. They call this vodka? Despite my difficulty, I couldn't help laughing. What are you laughing at? Alisa shouted, red in the face. I'm asking you, what's so funny? It actually is funny. So you're having fun. Drink yours, we'll see how you laugh then. I had no desire to try the stale water, but to avoid making her suspicious, I asked, so how does it taste? Like rotten water, Alisa said, upset. I was just going to relax a bit, have a culture timeout, then it... A culture timeout? I repeated, as a new bout of laughter bent me in half. Hey, stop it! Alisa shouted and jumped at me. She was trying to hit me or bite me or something. Maybe her plans was to crush me to death with her authority. I just grabbed her hands and all she could do was gasp in powerless anger. I was going fine, but Alisa's legs slid and she began to fall. I let go of her hands, so she fell right on top of me, painfully headbutting me in the nose. Alright, scene with Alisa on top of me. Here we go. I moaned in pain, threw her off, and turned to the side. What do we have here? Oh no, Alisa on me? Alright. Oh well. When I realized that she had taken the bottle, all the pain disappeared. Give that back! I tried to get the bottle back, but Alisa nimbly jumped off the bed and ran to the far corner of the room. Let's see, huh? She immediately removed the cap and took a big gulp. In a moment, her face went red and her eyes seemed to pop out of their sockets. What is this? She rasped while coming back to her senses. That's the actual vodka. I seemed to have actually come to terms with my defeat. But where did you get it? You really thought you had stolen the right one from the infirmary? She nodded. Well, it was the right bottle, sure, but the contents... Man, you're clever. She was already starting to slur her words. Alisa came to the window, poured the water out of my glass, and replaced it with vodka. Come on. I don't want it. Really, this is not the right time or place. Drink it, or else I'll tell everyone you stole the bottle. But it was you. Well, you have the vodka. You can't prove that. You think I even have to? Alisa said maliciously. Unsure of what to do, I stared at the glass. What's important is to get rid of vodka. And this was just one of the ways to do it. I breathed out abruptly and swallowed the contents of the glass in one quick motion. A short moment after, I regretted that. Got any food to chase this? Wait a second, Alisa said excitedly and pulled a huge stick of ham out of her drawer. I tore it from her hands and bit off a big piece. Phew! So how was it? You're asking. It's not like I have full-strength booze every day, you know. I didn't really understand how I'd agreed to this so easily. Well, how was it? Like Double Bubble with vodka flavor. Alright, time for another round then. She opened the bottle again and poured us half a glass each. Don't you think that's enough? No way. Well, since we've already started. The alcohol was starting its work. Without a second thought, I gulped down the vodka. Alisa was definitely less experienced. She was having some trouble with her second glass. Ugh, how does it... She seemed really drunk already. If you can't take the heat, stay out of the kitchen, I said merrily, pouring myself some more. Somewhere deep inside I realized it was too much, but the gun was already loaded. How about me? Alisa was outraged. Haven't you had enough? No way. She grabbed the bottle from my hand and started to drink straight from it. Hey, we have glasses, you know. Screw 'em! She shouted and roared in laughter. This is so cool, she said, catching her breath. Sure, it's not bad. I looked at the bottle. We'd gone through 2/3. I was definitely drunk by that point, and Alisa seemed even worse. Then again, there was barely anything left. I sighed and poured a full glass for myself and half for Alisa. That's all! With these words, she chucked the bottle from the window. What if they find it? Oh, who cares? We both laughed. Okay then, for all ladies present, I grunted and drank. And for all the gentlemen. She followed my lead. I'm getting dizzy. She undid a few buttons on her shirt. I carefully looked at her. Had she always been this beautiful, or is everyone beautiful to me at this point? Whichever it was, I could not force myself to look away. You're gonna stare a hole through me if you keep going like that. Alisa laughed. Sorry. Embarrassed, I stared at my feet. You can look if you're so interested. With some effort, I opened an eye and saw her continuing to unbutton her shirt. No words could escape my mouth. Besides, who needs words at a moment like this? What happened then was what was supposed to happen. At the time, I was unable to think of what was right to do, and I didn't want to. I just felt good. The light bulb burned out, or one of us turned off the light, but either way, the room went dark. Kapow was happening. Oh gods. Oh gods. I looked around her cabin and thought of something. Where's Ilyana? What, you're afraid if someone will come in and see us? She grinned warmly. Could happen. I asked her to spend the night at another girl's cabin. Wait, so you planned all this? Well, not something like this, of course. She looked at me intently, smiling, and closed her eyes. Yeah. I stared at the ceiling for a while longer, and soon heard quiet, deep breathing. Alisa was asleep. My head ached suddenly. The alcohol seemed to be wearing off. Best thing to do in this case is to follow her lead and get some sleep as well. Before I finished the thought, I was already fast asleep. I was out like a light. I was out like a drunk guy that's out. Some people were chasing me. Or maybe they weren't people, but fuzzy black blots with a hellish landscape in the background. I ran, stumbling over something, having no air to breathe. My whole essence was overtaken by primal fear and terror, and then a memory lapse. I opened my swollen eyelids only for my to be eyes. What? Only for my eyes to be... Wow, only my to be eyes. That's a confusing sentence to read. Struck by bright daylight. A terrible taste in my mouth. Pains all over body, and a severe headache. It seems someone was drinking hard yesterday. After coming to my senses, I started to recall the events of last night. I believe there was a bottle of vodka, which I happily emptied together with Alisa. I tried to stand up, but something was pinning my left arm. It was the peaceful, snoring Alisa. Everything had happened returned to my mind. Fear was quickly replaced by the feeling of euphoria. I relaxed lazily on the bed, enjoying a peaceful, hungover morning. Sometime later, Alisa woke up. I kissed her softly and said, "Good morning." She gave me a blank look for a couple of seconds, then jumped up shouting, You! Me what? Yesterday you... She hissed. But it was kind of your idea. I was drunk. So was I. What can you do? Alisa was furiously looking at me, but then calmed down and sat beside me. Alright, whatever happened, happened. You sure? I got up and tried to hug her. Don't, she whispered, blushing. Why? Because... Alisa frantically shook her head. Because it's 4 o'clock already. And what? Don't tell me you're late for something. Everyone will leave without us. Leave? Where? Today is the last day. The last day of what? I asked, completely confused. The last day of the term. What? The hangover that seemed to have already passed a while ago made a sharp comeback. Don't tell me you didn't know, asked Alisa in surprise. So you did know it? Well, yes, but I'd forgotten it somehow. And what should we do now? Actually, that wasn't the main thing that I was concerned about. If today is the last day, then everyone will go somewhere, so I can get out of this camp somehow. Well, I have no idea. Maybe we can still make it. I jumped out of the bed and started dressing quickly. It was difficult as my coordination was badly disturbed by yesterday's lavish indulgence. What are you waiting for? Alisa didn't reply, but started dressing too. A couple of minutes later, we were standing at the deserted square. Let's go to the camp leader's cabin. After opening Olga's cabin with my key, I found nobody inside. We checked the entire camp and found out that we were alone here. Oh gosh darn it! Did we miss the bus again? After returning to the square, I sat down and covered my face with the hands like a doomed man. I still felt sick, and now it turned out that I had to solve a serious problem. Where would they have gone? Well, to the district center, I guess. Do you know where that is? Approximately. Is it possible to reach it on foot? Don't know. And how long would it take on the bus? A couple of hours. Quickly, I reckoned how much that is in kilometers. Taking into consideration of the quality of the Soviet motor car industry and Soviet roads, one could presume that it is quite possible to reach it on foot, provided that Alisa knows the exact direction. Moreover, in my situation, it's not easy to decide on such steps. But we can't stay here either, alone without food in a deserted pioneer camp. In real life, it would be a definitely bad idea, and I had no other choice but to treat everything happening as reality. Let's go. Where? To the district center. Are you mad? You prefer to stay here? Sure, they'll notice that we're missing and we'll return. Don't you think it's odd that they didn't notice it during departure? Well, yeah, but... She started to think. But to go somewhere all on our own? But you said you knew the direction. I do, she agreed without confidence. So, what's there to think about? Maybe we'll encounter some local buses on the way. I don't really believe that myself, but if there is an exit from this camp, this idea seems quite solid. I don't know, as you say, she prattled on confusedly. Then start packing your stuff. Meet here in half an hour. I ran toward Olga's cabin. Yes, not much to pack. I tossed my warm clothes into a bag, and I was about to go when an interesting thought crossed my mind. What would I actually need them for? Doesn't seem to be late summer, so what's the point in dragging unnecessary weight along? Especially since I don't know how far I have to walk. After reasoning that one could survive such weather without a coat and warm boots, I shoved my cell phone with its dying battery into my pocket and went to the square. I had to wait at least 20 minutes for Alisa. My hangover seemed to ease a little, so I could better focus on the previous night. What does she really mean to me? Was it just drunken sex or something more? Naturally, I can't speak for Alisa, so it's difficult even to speak for myself. I began to remember the course of my acquaintance with her, how she teased and mocked me at first, her arrogance and self-confidence. It was more than compensated for by the tenderness of last night. It was already clear that she is not the person she wanted to seem like. But what kind of person is the real Alisa? And do I have feelings toward her? I do feel sympathy, a sort of affection, but is there something more? My reflections were interrupted by Alisa. Here, take it. She held out a huge backpack to me. What's this? I asked skeptically. My stuff. Why so little? I brought as much as I could fit. Look, we don't know how far we have to go. Maybe you can take only them most necessary things. So what? I just have to throw it away? Leave it here? Alisa sniffled. Firstly, I couldn't understand why she even has that much stuff, and secondly, what's so valuable in there? But the chivalrous duty of carrying it is mine, isn't it? Of course, she smiled archly. I evaluated how much it would weigh. About 10 kilos, I guess. I can carry that for a few kilometers, but not much farther than that. You do understand that we'll not get very far with it. Well, we'll do our best. You mean I can throw something out later? We'll see, she answered with her eyes flashing slyly. Okay, I'm taking you at your word. After all, as I have to carry it, I have the right to throw things out of it. And so our journey began. Here we go, guys. The ultimate journey commences. It took me at least an hour to start getting tired. I would never have thought that I possessed such stamina. Either the backpack was easy to carry, or last night's exercises had trained my muscles. I stepped on the roadside and threw Alisa's belongings to the ground. What are you doing? She was clearly resentful. Do you want to carry it yourself? Of course not. In that case, I need to rest. Naturally, the most rational decision was to get rid of most of the stuff, keeping only the most necessary things, but I couldn't bring myself to such drastic measures. You've been keeping silent for the whole time. Alisa was staring vacantly down the road that receded into the distance. What is there to talk about? Don't know, but you're behaving as if nothing's happened. Did something happen? She asked absent-mindedly. Well, you know. Had enough rest? Then let's go. Alisa began to quickly walk away from me. Hey, wait a minute. I shouldered the backpack and ran away and ran after her. We'd been traveling in silence for some time, with Alisa slightly ahead and me behind. I had no idea how to start a conversation. She seemed to be giving out obvious hints that the night's events were one big mistake. At least it seemed so to me. Though from my point of view, what happened was meant to happen. For the last few days in the camp, I'd definitely been attracted to Alisa. And I believe she was attracted to me as well. In that case, what's the problem? Maybe she doesn't want it to be just a one-night stand. You know? She turned and looked at me. Music. If I did something wrong, you did nothing wrong. But it just turned out this way. So it was just an accident? I didn't say that. Then what did you say? My inability to get a straight answer made me begin to lose my temper. And then I raised my voice. You're just giving me hints, ambiguities? Ambiguities? I don't know that word. What about straightforwardness, sincerity? You weren't like this before. People tend to change. She slowly paced forward. Change? You call this a change? You are a completely different person now. Just like Lena, really. Alisa stopped but didn't turn. Don't compare. Got it? Don't compare me with her. She spoke quietly, but there was a rage in her voice. What? I was somewhat taken aback. You blame me for everything, but what about yourself? You're constantly looking at her. Even now you manage to see her and me. Wait, what? Why did you come yesterday then? You could have gone to her, you know. You do know. Did know what? Did know that I was waiting for you. It seemed that making this confession was a hard decision for Alisa, but at first I assigned little significance to her words. Well, you yourself told me to come yesterday, so This isn't about that. Alisa burst into sobs and covered her face with hands. I was completely taken aback. I still don't get what she's hinting at, so it was impossible to talk normally. Sorry. Forgive me. Stop apologizing. But if I said or did something wrong, so what's the point in apologizing if you already did? Better to behave yourself from the beginning. But I don't know how. Alisa looked up at me. There was so much sorrow in her gaze that I couldn't bear it and turned away. We stood like that for some time. Soon she seemed to pull herself back together. Okay, forget it. Let's move on. Naturally, I couldn't forget it even if I wanted to. But I had nothing to say anyway, so I followed her in silence. Darkness. The sun was slowly moving below the horizon. I was immersed in thoughts and even forgot about that heavy backpack on my back. I had to say something, do something. Alisa is expecting me to. At least a few words. But what should I begin with? I'd gotten used to everything in my life being quite simple. Any task seemed to be already finished after only a few steps. Instead of considering the long way to my goal, I immediately started to think about the results, enjoying an unachieved victory. Moreover, I doubt I'd have to face a situation like this in real world. Obviously, for a long time I dreamed about a person who could care about me, but right now, no such person is in front of me, and yet I feel nothing, and I can't tell Alisa either yes or no, just because I don't know what will happen next. Meanwhile, it got dark. I guess we should make a camp for the night. There's not that much left to go. Are you sure? And even if that's so, it's better to travel during the daytime. You know best, she answered coldly. We stopped at the edge of a wood. Got anything useful in here? I pointed at the backpack. Have a look. Mainly footwear and clothes were there, but on the bottom I found a magazine and a box of matches. Quite enough to light a fire. Aww, isn't this sweet? Soon we were sitting on a fallen tree and warmed our hands by the fire. Only now did I finally realize that I'd finally gotten out of that damn camp. I'd find no answers. On the contrary, everything had become even more tangled as, I guess, I am to spend the rest of my life in this reality. If I don't take into consideration all the sci-fi stuff, it's clear that I'm somewhere in the South at the end of the 80s. How, and more importantly, why I was brought here is not so important now, as I have to somehow adapt. And I ought to begin with a girl sitting by my side. So what will we do when we reach the district center? Call our parents, what else? Alisa smiled slightly. She had someone to call. And then? And then it's all over. Meaning? Well, we'd leave for our homes. I wasn't really surprised by this answer. I just hadn't thought about what would happen after the term ended. And that's it? What else is there? I don't know. After all that happened. But nothing happened at all, she told me merrily. What do you mean nothing happened? You'll have a chance to find Lena. I was surprised, but Alisa said it absolutely kindly. As if I need Lena. I wouldn't be so sure. And I am sure. Let me decide for myself. Yes? When did you start doing such silly things? I suddenly remembered my current age. 17 years ago. Well, admirable. But to be honest, I didn't notice anything like that. What exactly should you have noticed? That you are able to say something without a single doubt. She was absolutely right on this point. And what exactly you want to hear? You know what. The game of hints could last forever. If you want to know how I feel toward you, then I'll speak frankly. I don't know myself. It's exactly what I'm talking about. Alisa turned away. What can I do? That's the truth. And what can I do? I don't ask anything of you. Yes, are you sure? Sure, I answered after a while. And what were you doing all 7 days in the camp? What was I doing? You were asking, weren't you? What was I asking for? For what reason? Can't you talk in a way that people can understand? The mind readers are on vacation. If you wanted to, you would understand. I can't understand without an explanation. It's okay, it's just idle talk. She stood up and went toward the road. No way! I lost my temper completely, so I jumped up, ran up to her, in a couple of strides grabbed her hand and pulled her toward me. Good for me. But I had miscalculated the amount of strength I should use, and we fell to the ground with Alisa lying beneath me. What? Yesterday wasn't enough? Want more? Her face was glowing and her eyes were flashing. I felt really mixed up. I released the girl's hand but didn't stand up at once. I just want to understand. What did I do wrong? Good end? Yay! Good end! I am all good for good now. Why are you always thinking that you went wrong somewhere? Because you think so. Who told you that? I didn't. But I can see it. You see everything, don't you? You see and draw conclusions that you shouldn't interfere, then you should lie low, say nothing. I draw conclusions based on logic. Are you sure that logic of yours is correct? I didn't know what to say about that. For some time we just lay there. I was completely confused, and it seems that Alisa didn't want to continue our conversation. Finally, she pushed me away and stood up. Why are you here now, with me? Because everyone left the camp and we stayed. I'm not talking about that. Well, because I like you. Finally, I dared to say it directly. Are you sure? And what about Lena? She was always next to you. Maybe it's just she's too much work. And what about me? I'm very simple. Just snap your fingers and I'm in your bed. I wouldn't say it's that simple with her. Don't put words in my mouth. You say nothing, so there's plenty of room there. But you think of for a dozen others. Well, she was absolutely right on that point. I didn't think anything like that. So, do I have to just simply believe all of this? You don't have to believe. I'm not forcing you. But it's the truth, so I am not going to make anything up. Words should be proven with actions. What actions is she expecting from me? Well, we could do it again, I said with a stupid smile. I had no idea how I even dared to think of joking in such a situation, especially a joke like that. Sure, come on. Alisa said it in a calm voice. We walked to the fire and started to undress. I jumped up, ran to her, and grabbed her arm. What are you doing? Wait, I didn't mean that. Well, what's the big deal? Don't you need me just for that? Of course not. You got me all wrong. How should I get you, then? She pulled her arm free and started crying. I laid down beside her, hugging her, and started patting her head. Everything is all right. Calm down. Leave me alone, she said through the tears, but didn't try to free herself. You see, I had a hard life before this camp. I just haven't got used to this. I don't know how to act in situations like this. I've been alone for a long time. No friends, no loved ones. I have just forgotten how to feel and how to love. It's hard for me. It's so much easier not to get mixed up in those matters. Finally, it became just normal not to. And here we are, something I never could have imagined. It doesn't mean that I am just an egotistical bastard, although I guess it seems that maybe I am. I just can't do it. I just can't do that right away. Alisa didn't reply and continued crying. But I know one thing for sure. There's nothing between me and Lena. She's a friend, nothing more. I never looked at her that way. And I need you, not only for what you think I want. I just don't know how to tell you things you want to hear. They carry obligations. You see, I'm in the kind of situation now where I don't even know what will happen to me in the next hour. And here, Alisa seemed to not be listening to me at all. Or my excuses just didn't reach her. Well, I should be proud of myself. I made a girl cry. And which girl? Alisa, who at first glance seemed to be a complete stranger to any romantic feelings. You know, I can't make this decision for both of us. I can only say for myself that I am ready to be with you, to support you, to protect you. But you, why do you need me? I have nothing in my soul. I don't know what I want from this life. Besides, I am here now, but tomorrow I might be gone. Alisa stopped crying for a moment. Don't you understand that I already made that decision a long time ago? Then, she looked up at me with teary eyes. I might have seen happiness in them for a moment. Alisa embraced me and tenderly kissed me. It was the best kiss of my entire life. No, it wasn't as passionate as the one last night, but there was so much tenderness, trust and love that I just dissolved in her and in her lips, in her arms. I forgot about everything, about the camp, about my past and the doubts which were tormenting me a moment before. She was all that I need, now and forever. Blah! This kiss might have lasted forever, but suddenly a horn sounded nearby, as if from inside my brain. I turned to the road and I saw a bus, an old Liaz. It looked like a regular one. We just lay and looked at it for some time. Soon, driver left the bus and shouted at us, "Hey, lovebirds! This is the last bus to town. Are you coming?" "Shall we go?" Alisa said merrily. We jumped up, I grabbed my backpack, took Alisa by the hand, and ran to the bus. Yay! In a couple of seconds, we made ourselves comfortable on the back seat. The driver was shouting something from his place, but I didn't listen to him. Here it is, a rescue ship, heading for a new life. I looked at Alisa. Damn, it's so quiet in here. I know. That's my life though. Not much. Not many people, but someday there'll be many people in my stream. She was sleeping peacefully, resting her head on my shoulder. I didn't wake her up. There was no need. We had so much time ahead of us. There was no one in the bus except us. The bus was going fast, leaving behind not only my previous life. Oh, there we go. Pia Macaro made it loud for us. You said. But also the week I had spent in the pioneer camp called Savyanak. I went through more during these 7 days than I had throughout all the years of my real life. That scared him. Nicely done, Pia Macaro. You scared our follower person. Whew. I went through more during these 7 days than I had throughout all the years of my real life, and how much was still lying ahead in the future. The common country scenery in the window didn't interest me much. I was just watching Alisa, peacefully sleeping. My heart was filled with warmth and calmness, and my head finally stopped bursting with thoughts. But happiness is a fragile matter. Many things can destroy it. Time, for example. The longer your happiness lasts, the more common it becomes. Emotions dull, new problems and worries appear. I felt good, but the accumulated exhaustion didn't let me to enjoy the moment. I fell asleep. Good night. Day ... It seems I'm getting old. The day was over, and the hangover should have been long gone, but I still felt sick and dizzy. Despite how hard I tried, I was unable to open my eyes. I just rolled over. I wonder what awaits me in the district center. How am I to live? Maybe it's not all that bad. Well, sure, I don't know where to begin, but on the other hand, this world doesn't seem hostile. We need to see who's here. I wonder who. I know a lot of things here. Everyone speaks Russian. So maybe nothing as bad is going to happen? Kurosaro is here. Oh, you mean in chat. Yeah, Kurosaro is here. Stay hydrated, bot. Pia Mikaru. Damn it. I thought it was all gone by yesterday evening. I managed to reach the toilet, moving instinctively. After some time, when my dirty business was done, I returned to the room, and then I realized... I'm back in my old flat! However, it's not so old. It seems that nothing has changed during the week of my absence. The dust layers haven't even grown thicker. The keyboard position, monitor incline, and the stain from a cup of tea on the table stung my eyes. Theoretically, a man in my condition shouldn't have noticed such details, but the entire room drew my attention to the most minor of details, as if it was twinkling with different colors. The socks were thrown around in exactly the same manner as they had been before. Yeah, let's be friends here. The blanket sat rumpled on the unmade bed as it was before. The dirty window showed the same view of the street like a cracked kinescope. In vain, I tried to become terrified or at least scared. Maybe it's shock effect, post-traumatic stress disorder, or something like that. After all, several hours ago I wasn't even thinking of returning to the real world. Look, Deus is here. Welcome, Deus. I don't think you've said hi all day. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing well today. All that had started to seem real to me. Maybe my fantastical vacation to Salvagnac was just a dream. My feet started to rack up circles around the room. I held my hands behind my back and started to think everything's over. Only one thing is clear. I've returned as suddenly as I had arrived there. And Pia Mikaru, of course, is still here. Good man. Good man. Maybe there was some sort of explanation, but it's beyond my or human comprehension. Whether it was a trick by interstellar forces, or a supreme mind, or government experiments, I believe that last one to be the least likely. They left no clues. If I was unable to find answers in this camp, it would be foolish to expect things to become clearer here. It's like searching for evidence in a house that's been burned to ashes. You don't to write lying sorry? I don't know what you guys are saying. Mondays suck. Alright. I think I get what the conversation is. But wait, today's Sunday. Maybe it's Monday where you guys are? Even if a crime was committed, all the evidence was destroyed by fire. Maybe if I had the skills and equipment of a criminologist, I could find something, but the memories of the weeks spent in the camp are all I've got. But it wasn't a dream, I knew it for sure. My hangover was absolutely real. My feelings and emotions were genuine, not just the stuff of dreams. Therefore, I'd been there. I spent a week in the Salvagnac pioneer camp with the camp leader and the pioneers, with Alisa. Memories of her made me sigh. It would have been great to leave her with her. Wait a minute, what's wrong with me? I should be glad I returned home to the real world. Or shouldn't I? For now I just couldn't evaluate the situation reasonably. I couldn't understand whether I wanted to stay there, or to enjoy my long-awaited return. I noticed a 5-ruble coin on the table. Ruble. Did I say that right? Ruble? I took it and began to toss it up without any purpose, counting the number of heads and tails. A long time ago, maybe even in school, I heard that in an infinite number of coin tosses, the possibilities are not equal to 50% each. Maybe it's because a coin doesn't have a perfect shape and weight, or because of some other reason. However, after some time, I counted 70 heads and 71 tails. So the theory of relativity lies. But I'm not the man to judge it. I just don't know much about it. I recalled my childhood, which I had heard the word tails for the first time. For some reason, it always made me think of squirrels. Maybe there is some logic in this. A squirrel does indeed have a tail. Now, this theory seemed strange to me. What are we talking about? But at the same time, I couldn't find any conclusive evidence to disprove it. So does it mean that squirrels come out more frequently than heads? But one must consider that a squirrel has a head as well, so I yanked in my hair and sighed, exhausted. Now's not the time for thinking of such rubbish. On the other hand, what is now the right time for? What can I do? What is under my control? If I hadn't bothered trying to find answers during the week there, what would be the point of thinking now? Maybe I should just try to go back to my ordinary life. The word ordinary life were painful to me. Words. Why did I choose that specific word? I could have said past, former, or something else. I guess it's because it was what I was used to. That's the most obvious answer. As they say, what you get used to becomes second nature to you. Instantly, all of last week's events floated before my eyes. Did I really want to stay there so badly? Was just 1 week enough for me to get used to Olga's picking on me all the time, Ulyana's pranks and joking around, or Alisa's cheekiness and mockery? I had no answer to this question, but it's obvious that I already miss it. Although I'm sure I'll never return there. Obviously, I can't tell whether the force that brought me there might want to entertain itself again, and again, and again. It is possible, but for now I have what I have, an adventure that I'll remember for the rest of my life. Damn it, how many people get to experience something like that? I don't know what people are saying in the chat room again. Hopefully, positive things and not, Alti's an idiot, or something like that. You have modifications, already have a mod check? Mod from developers. Oh, I saw it. I actually saw it. Even dreams about such things are unthinkable. The main thing is that it wasn't Dr. Maru's evil island. We want original Miku route. We'll get to that in a second. I'll talk about that in a second, guys. And its commonness was overlaid by the astonishing origin of my arrival there. Anyway, it wasn't the worst experience of my life. Perhaps it was one of the best. Obviously, it's sad that everything just ended halfway, though, but every story has an end. It's good that it has ended that way. Who knows what else could have happened? Is this the wall of text? Yep. Oh, the music, though. Time passed, events. This is not... I'm gonna read this to myself. Just listen to the music, guys. Hi, old men. I'm not old. Also, hello, Falcon _Z. Welcome to the stream. How are you? I'm reading it. I'm just reading it to myself. It's different. Something changed in my life. It's okay. See, something changed in his life. It just couldn't do otherwise. Oh, he's playing chords. I'm Drink. Hello, Drink. You mean drunk, or is that your name? Whatever your name is, whatever you're trying to say, I welcome you to this chat. I welcome you to this lovely stream. Didn't work out very well. Maybe I had no talent for music. I started reading teach yourself books and watching video lessons. On the other hand, all the effort wasn't a burden anymore. I just played the chords and polished my skill. As with any kind of activity, including music, practice makes perfect. Half a year, achieve some results, so years are going by. Your name is Drink. I like that name. That's a nice name. Drink. A couple of advertisements on music forums, and then to form my own band. He's gonna make a band! Oh, that's awesome. Anime soundtracks. Seemed impossible to me. Communicate with strangers. Candidates turned out to be not so frightening, and our tastes were mostly the same. But you're drunk? Oh well. I hope you can undrunk yourself in this stream. Or get more drunk. I mean, I'm sure most everyone here wants to be drunk after this stream. We had a band. Composer? I'm a composer now. Am I into Alisa or something? This is Alisa's ending, yeah. I do like the band stuff that's going on now. 3.5 viewers who weren't exactly sober. First step to success. It wasn't a long time before we were invited again. Record 3 tracks and publish them on the internet. Ooh. Leisurely activity. For you it was serious. So responsible for the fate of my creation. So we're getting famous, guys, now. We're doing concerts. We're famous. I was sitting before my... Oh my gosh. Thank you, Falcon. Or Drink. Whatever name you want me to call you, I'll call you. But thank you so much. Thank you so much for the follow. And welcome. They wrote about Ultima and his viewers. Okay, Caressoro. You know what? Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, you guys. The date of an oncoming concert was thickly circled on the computer desktop calendar. The very thought of that gave me goosebumps. It will be the first time we will be headliners, and then we'll have an album presentation as well. I wondered how many discs would be sold. This is a Russian stream, I guess. This is technically an American stream, but right now the Russians are taking over. I'm saying that horribly. I'm sorry. There's more Russians than Americans here, and that's fine. I don't care what you are, as long as you're good people. Alright? Can you be good people? Be good people. Of course the CD era is already over, but there are still some who appreciate it. Yep, we are Russian, all of us. My mod Pia Mikaru, he's here. We've been invaded, but they're pretty chill. I know, they're chill. This ending is not canon, and canon ending and mods were made by the authors at the request of readers. Really? That's interesting. And maybe some will buy it just to support the band. I looked at the date once more. Yes, it is exactly a year since I returned from Savyanak. My smile reflected in the darkened monitor screen. I wonder whether Alisa would like my music if she existed in my world. I don't think so. She preferred Soviet rock classics, but who knows. I played a couple of complicated guitar parts and concluded with a feeling of satisfaction that the sound of my guitar surpasses by far that of the Soviet Ural guitars. Russians are as cool as this cat. You know it. And my skill has overcome that of the guitarists of the same era. I wonder whether I would have achieved all this without those fantastic events. Unlikely. Nothing strange about that. Lots of people rethink their life after stepping close to the edge. Sure, nothing dangerous happened back then, but a psychological shock is a good substitute for grave danger. I rehearsed my part once more, put the guitar into a case, packed all my stuff, and headed to the exit. Aww, I like this. It was cold outside, just like that day. Slowly I approached the bus stop for the 410. Such coincidence, I am going to the club on this very same bus. With a sinking heart, I counted down the seconds. Soon the bus arrived. It idly opened its doors and swallowed up a few passengers. 10 viewers, well 2 of them are me, so technically we have 8 viewers here. It was a winter night just like back then. Cars flashed by outside with their headlights igniting the city as it got ready to sleep. The closer we got to the downtown area, the more people there were in the streets. Some of them were chatting merrily, some were pursuing magnificent boutique windows, perusing, and some were hurrying somewhere, paying no attention to anything. This day I had no wish to return to that camp. Any other time, maybe, but not today. I must play the concert, and the rest can go to hell. I had a clear aim, and nothing else mattered. The club was considerably bigger than the one we played our first concert in, but at the moment it was empty. The sound check was going on. I couldn't hear the drums through the monitor loudspeakers, which I desperately tried to tell the sound guy about. Sound tuned, gadget installed, set list all prepared, ready to rock. But it is a special day. We are not not doing the warm-up. How do you count as 10 viewers? What are you talking about? There's 8 people here. There's 8 other people here. Or are you counting it yourself as 10 viewers? Or no, 2 of the viewers, I'm using one monitor to see the chat and another one to see the stream. So that's how I count as 2 viewers. I am 2 viewers and the rest of you are 1. If that makes sense. Does that make sense? Probably not. Thus, our entrance is last. As I listened to the first band, I noted that they have a lot of improving to do. On the other hand, we were no better not so long ago. You meant 2. At the time got closer to the start of our performance, my tension grew enormous. Come on, I was literally shaking with anxiety. I decided not to listen to the other band and to wait calmly in the dressing room. Judging by their expressions, my mates were in the same mood. We all as one. We are one group. One unit. We were silent. Actually, we had nothing to talk about. Our parts were learned and perfected a long time ago. Only nervousness could hinder us, but we already had some experience, so everything will be fine. At least I comforted myself with this thought. Yeah! Hell yeah, brother! And now finally the time has come. I don't remember how we entered the stage and greeted the audience. My consciousness turned on, and when the first chords of our first song came in from the speakers. While sitting in the makeup room, I desperately tried to warm up my ice-cold fingers, but now they ran from string to string, without the slightest mistake, as if they were charmed. A thought flashed across my mind. Why didn't I still make a single mistake? When I played all these parts at home or during rehearsals, I never thought about it. Everything seemed a matter of course. But now when I stood in front of an audience, it felt different. Somewhere deep in my mind, there was a thought that soon my finger would slip in. Thank goodness the thinking didn't interfere with my playing. Our performance was nearing the end, and now it was time for the difficult solo I'd been learning for so long. By that point, my nervousness had vanished, and I played through it perfectly, even better than during the rehearsals. Yeah! Woo! Finally, our performance was over, and the concert hall burst with applause. I smiled awkwardly, at least I thought so, and bowed several times with the rest of the band. They shouted "Encore" to us. Even without them shouting, I would have been glad to play something else. But we'd run out of songs as we were just a newly formed band. The end. Euphoria prevailed in the dressing room as we congratulated and hugged each other. The sounds of opening campaign bottles echoed in the halls. All our discs had been sold, which made me even happier. Finally, I managed to become something too. It's impossible to predict the future of our band, or of the whole affair with music, but one thing was clear. I have finally found something I am interested in, and can dedicate my entire life to. As well as that, I can see that it may be able to make people other than me happy too. I was probably now the happiest man on earth. At least it was surely the best moment of my life. The club is empty. Instruments are packed, and I am waiting for the others so we can go home. Oh, hi, Alisa. Hey. I turned around and saw a girl standing nearby. Her tone wasn't too polite, but it wasn't hostile either. I liked your performance. Thanks. The darkness of the club prevented me from clearly seeing her face. But I was sure that it was extremely familiar to me. And you? I stepped forward. Exactly. It was Alisa. I froze on the spot, unable to speak. What about me? Nothing. I just thought I'd seen you somewhere. I decided not to jump at her with questions about a pioneer camp. After all, it's possible that this girl merely looks like her. Or something like that. Anyway, it was obvious that she was seeing me for the first time. Or at least she was pretending to. Well, generally it's true. She sneered. My name's Semyon. Forcing an artificial smile, I offered her my hand. I actually know that. How? Read it on the internet. Yes, of course. And you are Alisa, she replied somewhat confusedly. So I was right. But how right was I? Listen, did you ever go to a pioneer camp as a child? No. Why are you asking? It just seemed like I met you there. How could you have met me there if I'd never been there? She laughed. Yes, all of you musicians are somehow strange. No doubt. Well, I just wanted to say that your music is not too bad. Alisa turned to leave. I felt that I need to do something. Say something. Will you come to our next concert? When? To be honest, I had no idea myself. Soon. Yes, maybe. Send me a message. Yeah, sure. We shared our contact details with each other. Then I'll see you again, probably. She waved her hand and went out. Obviously, I had no idea if she was the very same Alisa I had met at the camp. Any number of theories were nullified by an absolute absence of facts. But at that moment, it was the last thing that concerned me, as I was filled with emotions, both from the concert and meeting Alisa. After all, nothing's preventing me from calling her, and then, we'll see. I smiled, shouldering my guitar, and started walking to the 410 bus stop with my mates. Yay! Pick up Guru. Every story has its beginning and its end. Every story has its own outline. A synopsis, contents, key points, a prologue, and an epilogue. And there is no book which, if you read it again, will not reveal new details you didn't notice before. Every story has its beginning and its end. Almost every. Yay! Alisa is done. Well, halfway done. We're halfway done with Alisa. So what did you think of that, guys? What did you think? Good? Good story? I'll be honest, I kind of liked Alisa's story a bit more than Lena's. I don't know why, I just did. Lena was a little bit crazy, and the two endings were they were alright. But I like this ending a lot better. Alisa's alright with me. She's alright. Xenia. The Xenia ending. Are you going to play Xenia Route? Well, I'm planning to make tomorrow the last day I'm gonna stream this, for a while at least. But maybe, I might return to this. It explains a lot about the game. After I finish the last route, the Yulia route, or whatever it's called, I'm gonna be taking a break from this game for a little bit. And, aww, isn't that nice, guys? Isn't that sweet? Alright, fine. You know what? I'll do the Xenia route right now. How about that? I'll do it right now. One Pioneer Story. Please return later. Alright, that was the Xenia route. I hope you guys enjoyed that. It was kinda short, but, you know, it was good. It was alright. Alright, let's do her bad route now. No? What no? What's wrong? That was definitely right, though. That was definitely, Xenia's route. Alright, we gotta go through this crap again. Let's go into this stupid... Wait, no. Oh, shoot. That's not good. Go back. Load game. Day 4, load game. I hope I don't have to do this whole chapter again. Fine, give. Eat. I ate it. Go with Alisa. Right. Is this right, guys? Is this right? Am I doing it right? Oof. This chapter's going by a lot faster this time. Day 5. Oh, God. Day 5. Where are we going, guys? How do I get the bad ending here? I'm trying to remember everything. Kitchen dining hall, maybe? No, that's Miku. I have some things to do. Sorry. I upset Miku. Aww, so sad. Slavia. So guys, for this Miku route that you're talking about, answer these questions for me, alright? The main people made this original Miku route, correct? The people that made this game made the original Miku route, right? Correct? Am I right in this? Library. This one this time. Do. Windy. Stay on guard. No, I'm getting the bad ending this time. The bad ending requires me to not choose stay on guard. Alright, let's see if this worked. Stay on guard. It's me that needs to stay on guard right now. Let's go, guys! Woo! Something tells me it failed. In which case I'll have to do this better. Oh, Lena likes me? That's good. That's good. I'm glad she likes me. Whew, that's a lot of dialogue, huh? Would you say that's a lot of dialogue? Nope, it's not right. Well, maybe it's right, and I'm just going bad at... No, it's not right. Gosh darn it. No. I did it wrong. Main menu. So what do I do then? Alright, I won't be looking at the chat room for a little bit, guys. I need to get this bad ending. So help me, I'm getting this bad ending today. So help me. New game. I won't be able to play it anyways. Oh, well, in that case, let's not worry about it. Let's not worry about the bad ending then. Or the Miku ending. Do not reply. Okay, so what we gotta do here first is we are going to run after him. And I think I'll get it then. Do not attempt. Do not attempt to get cutlet. Did it. Leave the keys. Keep silent. Sorry, I'm okay. I'm okay, I promise. I don't think this matters. Hang on. Alright, there. Oh shoot, I did Ilyana's choice. I didn't want to do that. It's fine, don't worry about it. Hey, you two, what's up? Music club. Miku. There's Miku! See? There's Miku right there. There's this girl. There's Xenia. There we go. There's the Xenia route right there. Do-do. Do-do. Do-do-do. Go alone. Bet with Alisa. Good. Skip tutorial. Win against Alisa. Yes. I win! There's Alisa there. Day 3. This is the day where we do things. Hang on. Alright, I know what to do. It's fine. Olga asked me to help. I should go take a look. I will come. Run away. Right, we have another one with Slavia. Come on, get to the next. There we go. We join them. We join her, rather. We have events with her. Wait. Hold that thought. If you spent the evening with Alisa, and then you choose make up another excuse. Yes, we want to do that. I think I know what to... I think I got this, guys. I think I got it now. Go to the beach. Ugh, we do this again. We go to the forest. We see Manly Shurik, or Manly Electronic. Manly, so manly. We see her. We upset her, or whatever. Just asking. Stolen candies. Ask about the bundle, I guess. I don't know. If it matters, give her the carbon. And eat the apple. Then we look for Shurik in the stupid mines. Go with Alisa. Yes! Yes! I'm doing it! Do you remember which directions we go, guys? Right. And we're there. Let me catch up to chat now. I don't have to catch up. I don't have to catch up with chat much. That's good. Doesn't matter what I do here. Wait, what? Refuse. No wire for you. Go away. I don't want to accidentally do Olyana's route again. This is tough, guys. I tried my best. Just me. Library. Right, we're getting the cake ingredients now. And then try to snatch book. I think that did it. Remember, we're getting the bad end, guys. Go to the camp. This is it. Please work. Only Lena and Alisa stood out among all the splendor. And they're just arguing. Arguing. 9. I'm pretty sure I got the score of 8. I hope I did. So this should be normal. I hope I did it right, guys. I really hope I did. Fingers crossed. Are your fingers crossed, guys? Guys, are your fingers crossed? Keep those fingers crossed right now. Don't you? Yay, I did it! Yes! To be honest, Lena was the last person I was thinking about right now. No. Then me. Maybe it's me? Your fingers aren't crossed. You need to type. Well, guess what? Russians welcome you, Ty. Hey, Ty. Welcome back. I looked at Alisa attentively. She grinned spitefully, and she was weeping just recently. What about you? I evaded the question. What do you think about me? Don't know. Maybe you can't just say it straight out. A long silence fell. Alisa is waiting for a straight answer, but I can't sort it out for myself. I'm just gonna skip all this, guys. Cause, you know, it's a bad ending. It's even less canon than canon is. Epic fail? No. No, this is an epic win. We did it. We got the bad ending. That was the goal. I don't belong in this place. Are you, for us? Quit it now. Sit tirely, you're falling asleep. I'm telling her everything right now. Do you expect me to believe you? This is a Russian chat now. Only when I play this game, Ty. Only when I play this game it is. You're a master storyteller, really. Just a sec. To my great surprise, there was some battery. Seen something like this. Alisa, fidgeting, pressing buttons. Telephone, she laughed. No need for them. It's your decision. You can believe me or not. No, it's not. Dayu says yes, da. And, Let's Be Friends says no. She got up and pushed more firewood. If I've offended you, everything's fine. I understand you're a visitor from the future. That's funny. So, she's like, I'm not interested. You're in the future, so, you know, who cares? Beep. There it is. There's the bus. Shall we go? Yeah, sure. I grabbed the backpack, can manage it myself. I was too heavy for her, but didn't object. We sat peacefully on the bus. Sorry I acted so. You expected something different. Nothing from you. Sheesh. So she's acting very coldly to us now. We told her the truth about what's going on, and she was like, meh. Should we do it again while the driver can't see us? What's the matter? You want to and I don't care. Alisa, wait. Okay, I want to sleep. I'm sleeping. Let's talk later. Yeah. We were alone on the bus. Dark shadows. That's Lena's theme. I know, but I like it. I like Lena's theme. We did it, guys! Woo! The bad ending! Only difference is that we don't form a band. Oh, here we go. So we did form a band, we just don't see Alisa. I glanced at the stage where I'd been standing just an hour ago. Once again, joy, pleasure, and excitement. Whoops. This won't be the last time I appear on that stage for sure. And maybe even grander stage like concert halls and Olympic stadiums are in my future. Who knows? Anything is possible now. After saying goodbye to my mates, I ran to the bus stop and luckily caught the 4:10 bus. Nobody was inside. I took a seat behind the driver, just like back then. Some familiar tune could be heard from the radio. Maybe one day my songs will also be played on the radio. In some way, these trips were similar to the events that took place a year ago. I mean, at the moment, everything is expected, achieved by means of hard work, and the planned result is fulfilled. But I am returning as another man, a man who has changed in a way. F. Everyone's saying F. Yeah! Woo! Every story has its beginning and its end. Every story has its own routine and all that. There is no book where to read it again would reveal no new details. Every story has its beginning and its end. Almost every. Yeah! We bleepin' did it. So I have a little bit more time, guys. I would like to get started on the final route. The final route, guys. Can you believe it? The final route. Ah, boy. What a time, huh? What a time to be alive. Aww. We played her guitar, we had fun. I have blue hair there. Yeah, it's showing all the unfortunate scenes now. All the saddish scenes. So I will play for a little bit longer or until the stream breaks, I guess. Until the stream breaks. Oh no, Alisa, what happened to you? Why'd you get punched? Who punched you? Another 10 minutes? Probably, maybe. 10, 20, 15. I want to safely get on the Yulia route. Do. So I gotta do this like really carefully, I think. So let me go to my little cheat sheet. I'm not messing anything up here, guys. It is time. Wait. Oh, 2 more to go. 2 more to go. And now the final battle begins. I was having that dream once again. Yes, I'll come with you. Come with me and we'll be in a world of pure imagination. Boo. Do not reply. Basically, don't get any points with anyone. Wait, hang on. This will be the last time we'll see this. So let's just see it one more time, guys. And stop teasing Lena already. Alright, I'm gonna count to 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, let's go. You like that, huh? Did you like that? You like jump scares? Run away from Alisa, run after him. Yes! I'm not going after you this time, Alisa. Get out of here. Do not attempt to take Cutlet.
See, I didn't have it. Meh.
Take the keys? No, leave the keys. Keep silent. Shh, be quiet, alright? Gotta keep silent here. Let me save it really quick. No, save. I think I've done everything correct so far. I'm a young man now. So, don't go to dinner with Ulyana, alright? Don't do that. Okay, guys? Don't go to dinner with Ulyana. Go to the library, meet Xenia. Or meet Nunya. None your business. Clubhouse. Our club. In the middle of our club. Done. This stuff is normal. This is fine. Get the cards alone next. Go alone. I think I don't bet. I could be wrong. Shoot, well, what do I do then? I think I have to lose the tournament, maybe. Let me just be sure, guys. Let me be sure. I want to do this right. I'm getting this right the first time. Leave the keys. I guess it just doesn't matter. And then lose the route. Or lose. Just lose. Skip. And then lose. I'm a loser. Genda Square. I don't want to run into anyone, though. Which route will trigger Lena's, thing? Beach. Go to the beach, I think. Right. Alright, that's good. That was good. Hang on. I can't read the chat room that well. Hang on. Go to dinner with Ilyana. I'll lose if I do that. Hang on. It's not saying. Fine, wait a moment. I'll eat with Xenia. Olga asked me to help her. Who cares? I better keep looking for answers. Assist the guys with their robot shenanigans. Run away? Yes, run away.
Run away! Run away!
Splat. So I eat with no one.
Ah!
What about eat the apple? Oh, we're on day 4. Okay, eat the apple. Does it matter which day we go? I don't think it matters which path we go. Hope you guys like that. Hey Miku, what's up? Sorry Miku, but you know, gotta be away from you. Doesn't even matter what choice we choose. Just asking. Let me go back to day 4. The day 4 guide. I am looking at this guide so carefully right now. Ask about the bundle.
It's a bundle.
Do not give her the carbon. And finally, eat the apple. Didn't go alone, I think. Yep, go alone. Around the next turn, the flashlight beamed illuminated a big shadow. Huh. What do you think? The shadow, do you think I did it? I was trembling with fear and couldn't move even one step further. I was woken from my stupor only by the thought that it could be Shurik. Wait, are you playing a dating sim? Yes and no. It's a visual novel. Also, Biohair! Welcome to the stream, Biohair. How are you doing? Everyone in chat, follow Biohair. I'm not even asking you. Just go follow him. He's awesome. He's a good streamer. How are you doing? This is a visual novel called Everlasting Summer, and I am on the final route. No answer. VIP Biohair. That's right. Around the corner, the shadow disappeared. I saw a blurry human shape. Someone was sitting on a stone, or maybe something. I stopped dead. What are you doing here? I heard a lovely voice. Strange girl. Catching mice. I opened my mouth, but couldn't say anything. Did you see any here? I'm doing good, Biohair. How about you? Are you gonna stream today, Biohair, or no? You saw Pantsu? No, I don't see any. There's none. There's no Pantsu here. I shined the flashlight at her face. Ma, there's a weird-looking cat down here. Either something was wrong with her head or with her physical species. Because of her ears and tail, she doesn't really look like a human. And how many have you caught?
Not a single one.
She answered seriously. She didn't look hostile. Subconsciously, I felt that I shouldn't be afraid of her. But at the same time, I had absolutely no idea what to ask her, how to ask her who she is, or what she is doing. Doing alright, you'll stream later. Woo! Awesome, I can't wait. I'll try and do my best to come. And I'm getting notifications everywhere now. But on the other hand, normally if you suddenly met someone in a deserted mine, if you have a heart attack from shock, and the girl in front of me was definitely not a pioneer from the camp. And you, who are you?
You're probably looking for him.
For who?
That boy.
Well, yes, I answered after a small pause, but still, the girl interrupted me.
He has been walking around here for a long time. I tried talking to him, but he didn't hear me.
And where is he now?
I don't know.
But maybe he is still wandering somewhere. It seemed she wasn't interested in this conversation. Aw, thank you. See? You guys are getting... The rest of you now in chat, go follow BioHair. Good streamer. He deserves more follows than me. He has an ending to his streams that is the best ever, also.
And you, how did you get here?
The same way you did, from the surface. Without a flashlight?
Why not?
She gave me a perplexed look. I completely lost all comprehension.
Wah!
The flashlight flickered. Terrified, I started banging it with my fist. When the light lit back up, the girl wasn't there. I don't know who or what she is, but it seemed like she could help me find the answers. It's the strangest thing, but I wasn't scared of her. I just felt like this girl wouldn't do me any harm. But now I must find Shurik. I have a feeling that this is not the last time I will meet this girl. I don't know why, but I'm sure about it. Alright, well, we can skip this part probably. I opened and went inside a small room. Nobody was here except... Shurik, who sat in the corner. Shurik! He stared at me with eyes full of terror. Ah, don't come near me! Shurik, it's me, Semyon. I won't give up so easily. He grabbed a piece of reinforced bar from behind his back and started waving it around. Shurik, what's wrong with you? Calm down. First you bring me here, then you take me through this mine, and now you're pretending to be Semyon? He must have gone completely nuts. Shurik, calm down. No one's pretending to be me. Blue Sage! What's up, 8-year-old? Oh yeah, that's what I said yesterday.
I'm good, Blue Sage. How are you?
I've been speaking with a voice amplifier all this time.
How are you? This is my real voice. How are you, Blue Sage?
Everyone, Blue Sage is another streamer. I recommend to follow him as well. 2 streamers here. 2 famous streamers. What a lucky day this is. And what a dreary place I'm in right now. Can I get out of here, please? I tried to talk as calmly as I could, but I was almost feeling more nervous than him. You're doing good. How am I doing? I'm doing awesome, thank you. I'm finally on the final route of this game. Semyon? See, he's fine now. So, yeah. Just yeah. Who's the other famous streamer? It's Blue Sage. Blue Sage is the famous streamer. He squinted. Is that really you? Yep. And now tell me what happened. How did you get here? Shurik recovered his breath and started to talk. I needed some parts for the robot. Can we skip this? And I heard that there is a bomb shelter in the old camp. And there could be some instruments there. So I got up in the morning and went. He stopped for a minute, trying to deal with the trembling of his hands. I found suitable parts, but then I reached primal fear. I read primal fear in his eyes. The voices. They told me to go here. I went down the mine. Then they were telling me to go to the right, then left, then right, then left, then right, then left. He started to laugh hysterically. But now they won't get me. I'll stay sitting here. They won't find me here. He once again started to wave his pipe in the air. It was supposed to be a joke. Right. The other famous streamer is me. I'm the most famous. Oh, no, I'm not. Shurik, there's no one here. I
wasted quite a lot of time walking in the mine like you, but didn't hear any voices. He fixed his eyes on me. Then you're with them! Oh, gosh darn it. Shurik rushed toward me. I was just barely able to dodge him. But the flashlight wasn't as lucky and took full force of Shurik's blow. Yep, this is the one game I'm talking about. It's a nice dating game. This is my date today. His name is Shurik. He's really cute. And he's trying to kill me. It's fine though. It's alright. We found ourselves in complete darkness. Now it was my turn to lose my mind. What have you done, you idiot? I lashed out with my hand in the direction where I expected Shurik to be, but to no avail. Now we both die in here. I got nothing but silence in return, then a quiet, hysterical laugh. It's alright. It's fine. I know where the exit is. Follow me. Follow you where? I can't see a damn thing. Follow my voice. I had no other choice. Here. Shurik's voice was heard from somewhere further on. Electronic One Love. Yep. Typical yandere. You know it. How do you know where to go? I walked all over here. Then why didn't you leave? The voices. Quiet. They can hear us. In theory, I could believe that there are some supernatural forces here. In that Sovyanak camp, they'd just be a daily occurrence. But there was no reason to panic yet, though my hands were shaking non-stop. Here. I slowly followed his voice and eventually lost track of time. We could have been roaming for a few minutes, or a few hours. Finally, a dim light appeared in the distance. We're here! We reached the wall. The way toward freedom. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Havient. Havient? If I said that right, let me know, alright? Thank you for the follow. And thank you. Yeah, really thank you, because now I think my follower count is 270 now, and not 269. Like that right there gives me a huge just breath of relief there. So thank you very much. You get special seating in our deluxe suite. I pulled myself up and recognized the square from the bits of the landscape I could see. Lift me up. Shurik immediately followed my request. I started to hit the grating with my fist so hard that in just a few strikes my arms were all covered in blood. But in return the grating gave way and pushed open. Yay! A minute later we were out on the surface behind the monument of Genda. When I saw this grating before, I had no idea that there could be catacombs below it. They will come for you. I fell to the ground exhausted. Who? They will come, said Shurik again, and ran away. I was so exhausted that I could not even be bothered thinking about some voices, or recalling the Forsaken Camp, the bomb shelter, or the mine. Almost unconscious, I reached for the cabin leader's cabin, but I couldn't go to bed right away. Well, look who's here! Olga. I saw this already. Yeah, I saw this already. Okay, fine. Oh, okay. Then the girl from the mine appeared. I saw her so clear it was as if she was really in front of my bed. No, I'm just seeing things. But still, why didn't I get scared back then? I just went and spoke to her normally, just like that. All the answers are here. The cat-eared girl knows something for sure. Maybe I was too exhausted because of the old camp. Mine and Labyrinth, and my nerves were stretched to breaking. I should have asked about her about something, but I still have this time. Alright guys, as soon as I see Catgirl again, I'm gonna call it. Oh, there it is. Final ending. Let's go! How do you get more followers then you're not streaming? It's almost a bit sad. Well, you just chose a good time. Because we're here. Because you're here, there's a lot of people here. It's good timing. It's interesting how seemingly simple events can affect a person. Biohare's us, you should stream this game. Get ready, boys. For example, there are such widespread occurrences of OCD among children, where when you walk on the road you have to step on the tiles precisely, avoiding the cracks. It seems like nothing special, but if one doesn't get rid of it in time, just forgetting or forcing oneself to step over the tiles, it could become a really big problem in the future. For instance, one would only stare down and will get hit by a car. never had anything like OCD, but minor events in my life often led to major troubles. Really, what's wrong with meeting a strange girl with cat ears in a pioneer camp on the edge of time and space, or possibly even between the worlds? Doesn't seem like a big deal, although perhaps I just got used to thinking that nothing really existed for me before this week. There was only this camp and this life. That's why something like the cat girl, 3 hours, oof, that's a long time, was just par for the course in this wonderland. She's just another character in this play, neither better nor worse than any other. First you stream ES and suddenly you have a chat filled with Russians and there's no going back. Yep. Once you go Russian, you don't go back. Is that the phrase? But somewhere deep in my soul, I knew that wasn't so. All the camp inhabitants seemed normal, sometimes even too normal, with absolutely nothing remarkable about them. Jeez. You could even say that my life here was simply boring. And now, there's a cat girl! My head was about to burst with thoughts, so I opened my eyes and jumped out of bed. The camp leader's cabin was the same as usual. Outside the window, a bird monotonously cheeped, trying to burst the capillaries in my eyes with her singing. The clock is showing 11 a.m. Why didn't Olga wake me up? Though, who cares? I slept enough at least. However, I didn't feel like I'd fully recovered. The whole world was seemingly laughing at me. The bright sun outside, the lightly blowing breeze, gently whispering to the crowns of the trees, and this nasty bird had brought some fellows with her. Cat girls for the win. Yeah! Can't wait. The water from the washstands was ice cold as usual. While washing my face, I realized that I had forgotten my toothbrush, tooth powder, and towel in the cabin. Strange I didn't forget my head. My head. I couldn't imagine a worse start to the day. At that moment, I thought it was the worst day of all that I had spent in this camp. Height for the Yulia route. Woo! Final route, baby! Although there weren't a lot of choices. A little more than 100 hours, not enough time to get the full image of a new home. Home. This word struck my mind painfully. Do I have to stay here forever? But why? How? What for? I helplessly sat on the grass and buried my face in my hands. Suddenly, I remembered that girl. I wondered how many more fantastic characters I will meet here. A wonderful day, isn't it? I couldn't even be bothered to raise my head. Yeah, couldn't be any better, I answered, keeping the same pose. Why so sarcastic? Sarcastic? I was surprised and looked up, but there was nobody nearby. Is it my imagination? No, I heard that for sure. Maybe I'm losing my mind. That underground mine, Shurik, voices, the cat girl, and more voices. Is there anything here I can be sure about? Blech. I punched the washstand painfully hard and immediately jumped up, holding my hand and cursing. Damn it! Suddenly, someone walked out of the bushes in front of me. And with that, guys, tomorrow we will finish up the Yulia route, as well as this series. Save game. Done. Oh boy, I'm excited, guys. I'm excited for this route. It's gonna be awesome. But I have streamed for 3 hours. I'm tired. There's still an anime I need to finish. And I gotta get to it. Yeah, sorry, but I'll be here tomorrow. Again, I'll be streaming this game to completion. Completion, guys, alright? Complete of the Shein. I'm not missing too many pictures now. We're almost there. What anime? Shangri-La, it's called. I am watching 3 animes a day now. Hey guys, can we make the owl hoot? There we go. 2 more to go. I'm so excited! 2 more! 2 more and it's over! I can't wait. So yeah, thank you all for coming. You all have been awesome. I hope to see you all very, very soon. And yeah, have a lovely, lovely, lovely day. Do you really want to quit the game? Yeah, sure, why not?
100 more to go. Yep. There's actually 100 more endings to go. So yeah, everyone have a good day. I'll see you all tonight with the Final Fantasy Maxima. So yeah, see you all later. Bye bye!